Welcome back here to Port Macquarie at the Regional Stadium. We're in the State Cup Grand Finals, Men's B this time. University of New South Wales versus Parramatta. And this is going to be a battle of some old heads and some young guns.
Yeah, this should be a really interesting game, Dean, with a couple of the young boys from the Men's Open and Mixed Open programs playing for Parramatta and a couple of the old heads playing for the Bullets in Rushworth and Chan. So this will be an interesting game.
There's the early attacking fray there from Christian Frost of the Bullets. Look for him, Rushworth and Chan to try and control play. And now, like I said, there's a penalty there for late pass, and there's young Josh Phillips running out. And now Parramatta driving into the Bullets' territory. Get the ball out there. They swing it through. And there comes Jackson Mills coming back. A great long ball. This is his first tournament back after a serious knee injury, and he's playing Division 1, and he's already stamped his mark on this game.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature, this kid. He's very good on his feet and he's very fast. Coming back from a major injury 12 months ago, Dean, looking to push his selection for the Aussie Mixed Open in February, so it's great to see him back running well.
Well, he throws a couple more of them. I'm sure the Australian Mixed Open coach, who happens to be standing next to me, might be very interested.
I'll be very happy if he just gets through the tournament.
Now, here come the Bullets. Chan at half. He's given off the ball there to... We're just going to call him Peter because apologies to Peter, I can't pronounce his surname. And there's a great long ball from Rushworth. That's it. Oh, well taken. Great take there from Singh. And that was a Rushworth staple. A long bomb, left to right, and he's found Singh, who's juggled it, but takes the ball and gets it down. Yeah,
Parramatta want to defend that edge a bit better than that. He's known for that lethal left-hand pass that he's got.
The referees have deemed that it was backwards out of the hand, and that's why they let that play on. There's Geordie Marshall, another one coming back from a bit of a break. Couldn't force his way into his Premier League team, but he might be a handful. Him and Jackson Mills on tipping could be a handful for the University of New South Wales Bullets this afternoon.
Yeah, but it depends how the game's played. Like if it's not played with a fast tempo, I think the Uni Bullets will be able to control a bit of the play. They're a little bit smarter here. You know, going on State of Origin, the tempo was controlled by the mixed team, and not many people gave them a hope with the older side that they had, but they got the job done there.
That's a fair point, but there's a great long right to left bomb. Jordan Marshall, we were just talking about him, and you'll see it come up here on the replay. Nearly off a standing start, he leaps in the air and throws a great long bomb back to his left-hand side to take a 2-touchdown-0 lead.
Yeah, you got to take the pressure off Geordie there. You can't just let him have plenty of time to pass the ball. He'll just rip it, and he'll be paying the penalty with the touchdown.
And now it's the Bullets. They're into the half. It's mid-circus. Cirques. Now the ball with Chan. Chan gets it off to Rushworth. Rushworth dumps. He gets it back off Chan. He'll have a play. Set up his sleeve here, Rushworth. He's sending players around to the opposite side of the field. There's a penalty, so we're going to have a repeat set of 6. So Chan takes the tap. Him and Rushworth working together. They're trying to bring the Parramatta defence out. There's a little long flick pass from the great little pass there from Rushworth. All wrists just to get that around.
And that's very lucky there because that link was pushing up high. Struggled to get back outside. Yeah, no, it's a touchdown. He's got it.
Oh, no, he's come. I thought he was going to award that there. He's just now said the touch was made.
That was smart play there from Chan and Rushworth. Like that link was pushing up and they got him coming too far forward.
Rushworth again, he'll come back, he'll look long again, back to Singh. Another touchdown. 2-all.
2 for 2 for Rushworth on that edge.
It's the Rushworth-Singh combination.
Well, they used to play together back in their old days. Different Singh, but.
Yeah, that was mixing. But that was really well set up again. They attacked to their left.
Number 33.
Unlucky there, so they set the play up and then came back to the right-hand side of Parramatta.
Looks like this game might be a bit of a shootout here, Dean.
It certainly will be. Marshall and Jackson on the field this time. Ball in the hands of Shriven Bilbao. and I can't pronounce his name. We all just call him Kenny Nagus. And there's Jackson Mills. Not Jackson Mills, sorry. There was like Paul Lamington.
Yeah, late pass there.
Lamington really had the opportunity. They'll drive out of their half now. There's Jared Wood. Brings the ball out to Christian Frost. They're looking to get fresh legs out there. Wood at half. Driving into the Parramatta half now. On they come, through the hands. That's Circus. Chan out of half, jumps in the air, goes off his left, stops. Releases there, nothing happening. Last touch. Frost now, he'll go out.
Switchback.
No, he's got the ball. Just caught Jackson Mills there, maybe ball watching, and looked to get on the outside, but the execution wasn't there.
Yeah, there's half a chance created there. I thought they were going to look running like a little switchback there on the last play, but great work there from Christian Frost.
And now, as they work out through the hands, Jackson Mills, they go. Just pretty ordinary settling run here. Not putting a great deal of pressure on the defensive line. Now, he's got the ball off to Jennings. Jennings drives in. And Nick just dummies and goes again, but Jennings was looking for the penalty.
Yeah, I think he's a bit unlucky there. He made that middle change direction twice and didn't manage to pick up a penalty, maybe because he stopped running. So,
referee Tomber was happy with what he saw and let the play go. University of New South Wales now driving out of their half. Frost, he gets the ball on the ground. Back on the inside. And there's a penalty for through the ruck. Rushworth now. Yeah, it's in the attacking end, so Rushworth comes on. Playing through this tournament with a couple of dodgy knees. Seen him with ice packs on both after nearly every game. But you want him out there.
Yeah, they'll probably set up here for him again, I reckon.
Oh, he just pulls out of the touch. He wasn't ready. There it is.
Counties,
and he looks wide. And there's a great ball. And that's down. And we talked earlier about the young guns versus the old heads, and at the moment it's the old heads, and one old head in particular, Rushworth, who's got control of this game, and it's off the back of him that University are in it. There's 3 touchdowns to 2 up.
Yeah, their structure they play well. They've got a repeat set off the drive, and then roll their strike players on the subs. Rushworth just nice and patient there with his setup.
Yeah, you think some of the younger Parramatta players are probably thinking here comes a long ball and he just goes short. King with the ball. Phillips there, he gets touched. He's trying to bounce out. I don't think the coach will be happy with that. King with the ball, drops it inside to Phillips this time. King out of the half.
Massive here.
Yeah, but he's got Jackson Mills, a great ball out. They're going for the corner. There's going to be a dive, but well read. The old stager, Jamie Chan. He was playing when Jesus played fullback for Jerusalem.
Yeah, but he's still playing great footy. Had a very good Origin series from New South Wales. A repeat set here. Yeah. Let's see if they set the same play here before. They set up a passive play here off Jordan Marshall for Jackson Mills to use his speed. No, not the same play.
Jordan Marshall King going around. They're going to get the penalty there. So we're looking for Jordan Marshall King to go around on the short side sweep play. Phillips with the ball. They're bringing the defence out. Dummies the long. Goes back to his left-hand side. He brings the Marshall King around on that short sweep now. Marshall King back at half after he drops it back inside. They've got the numbers. Oh, but the 45 that time, Anthony Katrib really should have given the ball through the hands to Jackson Mills and looked at the opportunity to put Husfield into the corner. Marshall King, here's that same play you were talking about. Great play. Oh, no! I was just about to say great play by Marshall King, and even better play by Jackson Mills. He drew the defender just the short time that he needed. Gives the pass to Husfeld, who he put the ball around the world, in and out, between the legs, behind his back, and put it down.
Yeah, that could be costly, that one.
Yeah, University, we saw last game, Parramatta Women's B, they cost themselves a lot of opportunity, it hurt them in the end. Is the same thing going to portray itself here as Frost goes long to Singh? He's a try shot scoring machine.
Hat-trick already. Only 10 minutes in, Dean.
The students, with a couple of old professors, have got the lead 4-2, and it's been the old professors, Rushworth and Christian Frost, who just say, we've got this bloke on the wing, young Mr. Singh, who's just going to score all day on the end of our passes.
Well, hopefully Parramatta coach will make some changes on that edge, because there's 3 touchdowns been in that one corner off 2 left-hand platforms.
Yep, and they've got their guns back out there again. Marshall King.
Great strike.
Yeah, well read defensively. Marshall King, and here goes Marshall King around on the sweep. He gets the ball back from Jackson Mills. He's got the big underhand flick pass. He'll get the ball back inside. No!
Slaughtered another one.
That's another one. Katrib's not happy. Oh, sorry, that's Musa. Musa's not happy. The referee's penalised him for Jackson Mills saying, mate, pass it back inside. It was an easy pass back inside.
Yeah, just a bat back, nice simple play, easy touchdown. Jackson's not happy at the moment. Oh, they want to be careful. They might give away another penalty.
That's 2 touchdowns I think we could chalk down that we think they should have scored.
Yeah, and if the Bullets put one on them here, they're 2 touchdown turnarounds, those.
Well, the 5's on. Jarrett Wood looking to go to the 5, Rushworth, but Chan there, the save knocked down by Parramatta. Chan's got it back. They've got 6 more.
Rushworth's starting to hobble around a bit there, Dean, as well, mate.
Well, he's got I did say to you, he had bad knees. He's been struggling with an injury for a while, and but still playing through the pain. He's ice up after every game.
Yeah, the only thing he'll be icing up tonight will be a couple of cold beers, I would imagine. Especially if they get up here.
Yes. Chan with the ball. He shifts it out to Serkis. Serkis is in front of Rushworth. They get off the ball. That was probably not one of his best passes, and he acknowledges it as well.
Yeah, he's giving himself a sub straight away, Dino.
Yep. Hook me, he said. Hook me.
I was hooked myself. It was that good.
Yep. Frost comes on for him, so they're not really losing too much.
They're both very skilled on left-hand platform. Very skilled players.
Jackson Mills now. He gets it inside the Parramatta half. They sweep on now. But finally the 9, which is Jennings. He drives in. There's Nig out of half. He steps back off his left. He looks. There's going to be 6 to go. Yeah, correct decision. He actually has looked a little bit dangerous when he's come on. Not Ryan Jennings, but
I'd like to see him just go straight from half.
Yeah.
Like he basically turned Chaney inside out.
Yep. Here's Nig again. He's going to go underneath. Touch has been called there. Serkis. He's made the touch. There's been a couple of times when Nig's on the field that he just hasn't put his head down and gone through, and he's got the pace, I think, to trouble him here. They come around on the sweeper. Again, really well defensively read. Katrib not being able to find a hole. Ball in the hands of Jennings. He gets it down in front of... He's going long. He's got the sick... Oh, the ball floated forward, and I think that's going to be a penalty.
Yeah. Oh, no, just a roll
ball. So if Musa had been able to take that, the referees were going to allow it.
Yeah, I think they need to take some of these 50-50s at Parramatta side.
Must have been backwards out of the hands, because it definitely floated forward. All right, there's Singh. Is he going to score from here? But he pops the ball back inside the Chan. Chan gets it down. Now the Jarrett Wood. That's the way they do it. He said, come on, boys, we've got to go forward. And there's a smart penalty.
Very
Jamie
experienced
Chan.
Player there, Jamie Chan.
He's actually laughing. He comes off the sideline because he knows he's got away with one there. He just saw the player in between the ruck. He thought, I'll throw it into him. We'll get a piggyback here, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah. Christian Frost out here on attack team at the moment, so this will be set up off him, I think, this play.
He releases out here, and that's Goldman with the ball. Goldman gets it back to Frost. He now gets it across and finds Checker. Checker caught there, and the ball's back in the hands of Frost. Slowing the play down. He wants to play. He's called it.
He wants that
down
move.
in front. He goes off easy through there. Little inside
nice.
big play.
Nice play. They managed to get underneath that lead middle there. Took him to the short side. Little boy played back inside. Great smart play from Christian Frost.
Yeah, and look, Parramatta should have done their homework. If they've ever watched Christian Frost play one game, they would have noticed that play probably 3 or 4 times during a game. He executes it very, very well. And University of New South Wales, 5-2. There's still plenty of time, like there's 15 minutes to go, but I wouldn't have thought at the halfway mark that the University would be up by 3 touchdowns. So I thought it would be a lot closer.
Yeah, I just think they've been a lot more clinical with their setup. The young Parramatta side's becoming a little bit frustrated. Errors in their game, not enough patience.
And here's Jordan Marshall-King back on the field. Same with Jackson Mills.
Yeah, the play should be the same one they ran before for Jackson Mills out the back. Like the space was still there.
I think that's what they're looking to set up. They'll have a little dink out here as Jordan Marshall-King tries to dive over. Now they've set the space. They've got Jackson Mills out here lurking at the left-hand link.
We've got him in a bit tighter if he's going to run that passive again.
Phillips with the ball.
Oh, yeah,
they're setting it up.
Yeah, they're getting him in tight.
No, they've gone off that play. They've got Mills out of half this time. He gets it to Phillips. Now they want to set it up.
Yeah, Bullets have been aggressive here.
Yep,
So it's
here
not
they
easy
go.
for them to set
Marshall
up.
King. He goes short this time. Kenny Nagus, and Kenny Nagus is caught. The opportunity was there. The Bullets were really pressing up into the channel. Jordan Marshall-King caught from half.
Yeah, I think Jackson's getting a little bit frustrated because he's not getting the ball there at the moment. I would agree that that play should have been out the back for him twice on that last set.
Yeah, they had a set of 6 there. They had plenty of opportunity to set the play up, and it was really a poorly executed set of 6 from Parramatta in that really good field position. The University of New South Wales, they're back in the attacking zone. There's Frost, he gives it down in front. The long ball out, he's taken by Jackson Mills, and on Colorado, put the glasses down. They're not going to catch Mills, even coming back off a long break. He'll be looking for a bit of oxygen, but as soon as he took that and took 3 steps, I had him home and hosed.
Yeah, and I was just hoping. Just get through that run, Jackson. Don't get hurt, mate.
You'll watch it here in a minute. He gets himself really well into the defensive passing lane. There it is. He reads it well, and off he goes, off to the races. Chan gives up early.
Yeah, once he gets that position early, look, that was great work from Dylan. That actually, from Jackson, it actually really helps that winger by getting up really early and vertical in that channel.
You must be happy with the way he was stretching out, Michael.
Yeah, it's good signs for young Jackson with our selections and that coming up early in the new year.
Rushworth back on the field now. He's telling the players exactly where he wants the ball rolled. There it is. They bring Circus around on the sweep. Oh, Rushworth, he's gone.
Sniper.
He's gone.
Oh, he's not in good shape here, Dean.
He's gone. And now this is interesting. There's 12:26 to play. Rushworth has been crucial to the attacking zone of the University of New South Wales. Great sportsmanship being shown here by Parramatta, helping me off the field, young Jennings. But looking at him here, he does not look comfortable. And if he can't come back on, that puts a lot of pressure on Frost and Chan. And we're not real sure if they're only 2 touchdowns out of Parramatta. Is this a turning point?
Oh, this is a massive turning point here. Let's just see what they get set up off this play here now.
Yeah, and they had 7 on the field. Already the chaos has ensued. So the referee's going to come back up here and give the penalty. He's come all the way up to halfway to give the penalty. Yeah,
the Bullets need to be careful here. They just need to settle down with this momentum shift in the game with the injury.
Yep. The best thing for the Bullets here is they need to absorb this set of 6 and then just put the ball under the arm and drive the length of the field. Give it back to Parramatta and just have a couple of sets like that just to settle down. Parramatta with the ball. It's Nig with the ball. He's got Marshall King beside him. He passes off the ball to Lamerton. Lamerton to King. King back inside the Nig. Nig down, gets it down. And there's an easy play. An easy play. And you know what? They are rattled. And the Rushworth coming on, you can just see in the body language, the University of New South Wales a little bit rattled. Parramatta are right back in it now, 10:57 to play. They're only down by 1. You can see that Frost now, he's out there. He's trying to...
He's got Chan here with him. They'll be constructing their line attack set up here. I would imagine they'll be coming back to this same edge that they've had some success from early in the game. We made a change on this right edge, on this left edge for Parramatta as well with the winger.
Yep, and they also got Michael Musa out there in the link position. So look, things just falling apart for the University at the moment. They need to get their composure back. Now, Parramatta with a bit more run, a bit more energy, a bit more enthusiasm than we saw earlier. And there's an overstepping the mark.
It's a good opportunity here for Channy to stamp his authority here. He'll just calm the team down a little bit. Getting back into an attacking position here for Christian.
Yep, Frost and Chan together. There's the tap. He shifts the ball out. They're going to get down in front of Wood, but see, run away from his second half. Slows the play down. That's not what they were after. That was Jason Say. Say at half now. He finds Frost. Frost picks up Chan on his outside. Chan just slowing it down. Wants to bring the defence.
They're opening the field here for Frost.
I think Frost has changed the call and he's got it back now. He puts the hammer down. He brings back Jarrett Wood back in short and well defended Jackson Mills.
Yeah, smart play there. You're getting that middle to chase in hard, run a little switch back middle.
Frost will have another play that he wants to run here.
This will be a passive here for Chaney, I reckon.
Well, they've both moved to the right-hand side of the field. There's Say, he dumps it, he gets it back off Frost. He gets it back inside. Frost has got that down. That's down. That's very lazy defence from Parramatta.
Yeah, their middles are not pushing up off the line there.
Yeah, very. He'll come up here shortly in the replay and you'll see what Michael's talking about, but lazy defence from Parramatta, and that's not what they knew at that stage. The wheels were falling off there.
Yeah, he's just pushed up there. Link got loose. As soon as that ball went away there, that Link on the open side should have pushed up and saved that middle. Not there. Easy touchdown for the Bullets.
Well, they push out to 2-touchdown lead with 8:39 to play. It's in the hands of Phillips. He gets it down. Oh, no, he doesn't get it down. He's held up in the ruck there. And so he's directing play. Phillips will go to half. He's got King around on the sweep, but they ignore the sweep. Phillips goes, and there's Kenny Nagus. Kenny Nagus has got the touch has been made. Kenny Nagus believes it's down. He's thrown the ball back to halfway. He thought he scored.
No, the Link got him easy, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm with you and the referee. I thought the touch was made as well. They've got 4 players within 10 metres of each other here, Parramatta. And there goes Jordan King around on that sweep.
Give the early ball here to Jackson Mills and let him take his link on.
Yep, that's really what. There's my man Singh.
Right. A big game, Dino. A big game.
Rushworth and Frost might be throwing the passes, but I'm going to give my man Singh the man of the match at the moment.
Well, he's got 3 meat pies and a couple of really good saves there defensively from the wing.
University of New South Wales driving the ball forward. Singh's at half. There's a penalty. Here's an opportunity. And so
Bullets lucky not to get penalised there. They had 7 on.
That's a couple of times I've noticed that this weekend, that because of the speed of the play, teams are getting away with a couple of them on occasion. Say gets it down in front of Wood. Say pushes off to the right side. He drops it back to Wood. Wood gets it to Frost. Frost is slowing the play down. He wants Wood to push away from him a little bit. He gets the pass away to take on Phillips. Frost again, directing traffic. He's with Chan, the 2 old stages. No, he's let that go. Jordan Marshall-King probably got away with one there, I think. But Chan now trying to bring them up. Frost directing traffic. He passes out to Wood. Wood lets it go to Say. Parramatta push up defensively. They go in a little quickie there. Say back inside the Wood. Wood's held the ball. He said no. Now Frost wants it. Now he's got the play. He's telling Chan where he wants. Look for Wood to come around on the sweep. There he goes on the sweep. He's going back the opposite direction. He throws the long ball. That's intercepted by Parramatta. And I actually think the play might have been the short ball to the Link on that time.
Yeah, I agree with you too, Dino. Dino, that play was absolutely to the Link hole, that one.
Parramatta now, 6:18 to play. They're 2 touchdowns down there. By no means out of this game. We've probably got 12 or 13 sets to play. But time is going to start to become the enemy. As Jordan Marshall-King didn't need to throw that pass, but he's got a bonus there.
That was lucky there. That was very lucky.
He did need to throw it. 6 more to go because Chan played at the ball, but Chan couldn't let it go and it would have hit the ground and the Bullets would have dodged the bullet. But anyway, it's Marshall-King. Gets the ball back from Katrub. He goes back off his right. He finds a long ball out to Nick. Nick throws it out to... Well, he's thrown it out to Husfeld, who scored this time. He put a sitter down earlier, but this time he holds on. And now the difference is 1. 6-5, the University of New South Wales. Here it is on the replay.
Interesting to see who Christian's able to work with here because Chan's went to the sub box.
Team back within 1 now. The Bullets 6, the Eagles 5. Just over 5 minutes to go.
So the University of New South Wales have dropped the ball. That could have been knocked down maybe, but Anyway, Parramatta opportunity. There's Musa with the ball. He takes it down the wing. Nig will go to half. He gets the ball inside there to Lamerton. Lamerton in the Katrib. Lamerton with the ball again. Nig will go to half. He comes out a couple of steps. He finds Katrib. Here goes Lamerton around on the sweep. They've got the numbers. He steps inside. And that's ball down. And that's now the game is all wrapped up at 6-all. And you go back, well, Rushworth is on the sideline, but he is limping badly, and I can't see him coming back into the play.
Yeah, very costly mistake off the tap here for the Bullets.
And we went back to the time when Rushworth was injured, and the momentum shifted. And the positivity and I suppose the unquestioning way that the Bullets were playing the game, they just started to question themselves a little bit. So
4 to go here. Bullets with the ball.
6-all. I don't think the Bullets would want this to go to drop-off.
No, I don't think they would either with the foot speed of the young Parramatta.
You know, she did.
Yep, but Mills and Marshall King will obviously start in the drop-off 5 with 5 on 5. The space that they could find. I wouldn't like to be out there defending. Anyway, Chan and Frost now together. Chan, that's a last touch. Not happy with himself, not happy with the team. They've wasted an opportunity here possibly, but Chan, late pass.
He's going to get a good defensive setting here, the Bullets.
Yep, Coach Killers.
Oh, that should have been a changeover.
Yep. Coach Killers, when you dump the ball on the 5th with no acting half, with no play on.
Yeah, and when the game's on the line.
Parramatta now, Mills with the ball in hand, just short of his own halfway. Nick now drives into the University of New South Wales half. Marshall King back on the field. Danger, 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 Will Robinson is the call. As they drive in now. Here goes Scribeb, they foul in Marshall King. He sweeps around, he goes back.
Oh, great work, Sim.
But the smart play, 6 touches. 6 touches. A penalty now for throwing the ball away. I think that's a bit tough. They're in the motion of playing out. They've lost the touch count. 2:43 to play. It's all wrapped up 6-all in the men's B final. University of New South Wales versus Parramatta. The University were out early. They've lost their captain and coach, Rushworth, to a knee injury. And since that time, Parramatta have got themselves back in the game. Now Chan, he gets the ball off. It's in the hands there of Goldman. Goldman back inside. Circus has one off the ruck. He's got the ball now, Serkis. Now it's Frost out of half. He's like, that's going to be a late pass, but they've picked a penalty up there. The referees have ruled Katrib was offside.
He's late change here for Jamie Chan coming in from the coach from the Bullets.
Yep, that's the bonus there. The ball in the hands of Goldman. He gets it back inside to Frost. Frost controlling things. Gives it to Goldman. Frost there, gives it back to Goldman, who's got the Chan. Chan letting it go through. Oh, touch just was made. Know what the referee is ruling here. Jamie Chan saying, no, he got me, sir. Maybe the referee thought that there was no touch, but Jamie Chan said, no, sir, he did touch me.
Minute 30 to go, Dino.
Well, it's on the line here for a good attacking time here for the Bullets. They pick up Chan. They've got Frost on the outside. Chan's back on the inside. And there was a touch made. He said the ref was offside. It's a penalty.
Oh, that should have been an advantage touchdown.
Well, he must have said, well,
if he's called him offside, play through.
That's what I would have thought, but maybe it was another player who was offside. And that's why the penalty, the player who made the touch possibly was onside, and they picked somebody else for being offside.
Are we getting one of the Bullets players at the right link for Parramatta at the moment?
Yeah, but Parramatta, be careful here. They don't commit a couple of professional fouls, trying to slow play down and have someone in the bin. Frost now gives the ball there. He's sliding up. He's lost the ball. If he doesn't lose the ball, I think he scores.
Look out for an early shift here, Jordan Marshall.
Yep, they shifted there. Marshall with the ball in his hand now. Jordan Marshall steps inside. Here's Michael Musa driving forward the box. You've got to get Jackson Mills on. Here he comes.
13 seconds.
13 seconds to go. It's him and Marshall King together. Mills gets it down. Marshall King out of half. He goes to the left. He brings in Nick. Nick's in a touch. He's going wide. He throws it to Mills. Mills is caught there. That's the last touch. He's looking to play the ball. There's the hooligan. Oh, they possibly shouldn't have made that touch. So now, ladies and gents, we're going to a drop-off. If you don't know what happens with the drop-off, it goes to 5-on-5. And play continues from the point where the ball finished. That was the 6th touch, so the Bullets are going to have 6 touches to get down the field and have a shot.
Stand by, stadium field.
They're about to start. Both teams must have a possession of the ball for the game to be live.
It's interesting that Parramatta have left one of their foot speed players in their box for this period here, Dino.
So they've gone with a defensive lineup, possibly. And we'll see if they have got with a defensive lineup and they bring on their foot speed. They've got Marshall and King and Jackson Mills out there, so you're happy with their foot speed. And here go the Bullets. The Bullets, I think, really need to get the score here. The numbers are even. Marshall King is out there. He scored a very famous drop-off try here a few years ago in Men's Premier League to defeat the Wollongong Jackson. Oh, Jamie Chan has scored! Wow!
Here we go, game on now, mate.
If you see here, I think Ryan Jennings slips. Jamie Chan gets through it. I think he didn't think he was eligible. I thought he was the acting half.
I don't think he's acting half here. I think he's just surprised that he actually was able to get through.
Well, you know what? I'd like to see that replay again. I think he was acting half.
You might be right, Dan.
Nice work by Jamison Chan.
Oh,
no,
he's got the ball back.
He's come off the quick.
My mistake. The referee's got it right. Parramatta now. They have to score in this set. Marshall King with the ball. It's going to be between him and Mills, you would think. Katrib at the half. He gets it to Marshall King.
There it is.
Jackson Mills has put it down. The University have won it. And there are 3 touchdowns that Parramatta have bombed in this game. In the drop-off. The one player you would put your money on to score, Jackson Mills, has just dropped it there. His teammates go over to console him.
Congratulations to both teams.
Wow. And the University of New South Wales, after winning the Men's Division 1 in Vorden Cup, have done the double by taking home the State Cup. And under duress, it has to be said, look there, Jackson, not the pass. To be fair, the pass was behind him. But you'd expect that Jackson coming off the injury, pass behind him, he's probably not as crisp as he once was, but when he was at full flight before the injury, he would have taken that and put it down. So congratulations to the University of New South Wales, champions of the Men's Division 1. And that's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I thought Parramatta would have had this game fairly easily, but great work from the Bullets here. They controlled a lot of the tempo, especially they managed to wrestle control back after their captain and their coach went down. So it was great patience there by the side. And they actually managed to tempo a little bit better. They didn't manage to let Parramatta play their speed game and they use their foot speed as much as I would have liked.
We'll be back here shortly for the first of our big games, the mixed open between the Wollongong Mavericks and the Eastern Suburbs Roosters. Regional Stadium at Port Macquarie. We're ready for the first of our big 3 games, the Mixed Open. Played between 2 of the best mixed teams, probably of the last 5 to 10 years, in the Eastern Suburbs Roosters and the Murwillumbah Mavericks. The Eastern Suburbs have been very dominant in this competition over a number of years, but Murwillumbah over the last 4 or 5 have started to challenge that dominance, and this promises to be one of the better mixed open games you'll probably see. The Murwillumbah team will probably have an open and flowing style of play, and the Roosters, they'll be more structured under master mixed open coach Manu Wakely, coming off the back of a successful State of Origin campaign. And it'll be interesting to see how this game actually pans out. Players to look for in the Roosters: number 2, Tina Ashworth, New Zealand representative, and is very adept at the female role in mixed open play. Jess Shanahan scored a truckload of touchdowns for New South Wales in the recent State of Origin. And also look for the likes of Manu Wakely himself, Christian Alanu, Alonzo, and Adrian Hammond, all have big games. Murwillumbah stacked with fantastic talent right across the park. Number 1, Sammy Joe Curtis, a fantastic player. Number 3, Jaden Love. Keep an eye out for him. Also look for Tom Ma. He's another great player. Paige Markey, Corey James Russell. They've just got stars right across the paddock. And we're in the referee's hands. And we're away here in the mixed open final. The ball's in the hands of Love. Immediately turns on the pace. Mitch Brown there really trying to upset Jaden Love. He's on the outside of Manu Wakely, but he gets across and covers that with a sweeping play from Murwillumbah. The ball down in front of Love. He's handled the ball in every play so far, and you'll be seeing a lot more of that. Love with the ball again. Tries to get on the outside. They've created an opportunity, but the last pass goes to ground. Really well defended there by the East wing, there by Amy Lugg. East now, they need to get the ball. They're shifting across the park all the way to the wing. They get the ball down in front. There goes Manu Wakely. He's driving forward. In the hands now of Adrian Sanchez. They're looking to release. There's Jack Lewis. He had a starring role for the Roosters. Well, that was, sorry, Vincent Demaria, sorry. And now, Murwillumbah, they move the ball up to halfway. That's through McAllister. There, that time was Curtis, Jesse Curtis. And the ball in the hands now of Tom Ma. He's got the ball back. He releases it straight off to Jacob Hall. Back to Mitch Alexander. Now Tom Ma in down in front of Alexander. He gets it back from Alexander. He gets the ball back again from Ma on the sweep around. And great play there. And Paige Markey is going to put it down in the corner. But great interchange play. Oh no, the referee's found the forward pass. Unlucky there. It was beautiful play from Murwillumbah, but the last pass must have gone forward. And now the Roosters, who've been under pressure early in this game, need to drive the ball forward. And there you go through Demaria. The Roosters getting fresh players on. There's Alonzo. Alonzo out of half. He'll be looking for Mitch Brown. He steps left, steps right, nothing happening. And that was a possible opportunity wasted. Now it's Murwillumbah as they try and drive forward into the opposition line. Setting up play. There's Love with the ball again. He drives into the defensive line. He gets the ball back from half from Afine. There's a long ball out. And just Edify there. Edify. The Roosters now looking to get off their line. They're being pressured defensively by the Murwillumbah Mavericks. Mitch Brown looking to get the Roosters driving forward. He beats the first play, gets it down the second. Alonso there. And he's picked up the penalty. Too heavy in the touch. Collision there, and the Mavericks player hasn't come off real well in bed himself. And that's Corey James Russell. Now the ball in the hands of Manu Wakely. He brings Ashworth in the half. He gets the ball back from her. He's down there. He gets the ball back from her again. He steps off his right and he picks up Di Maria. And that was a very well worked play by the old master himself, Manu Wakely. He sets that play up. He comes in with the drive off a little interchange with Ashworth. And you see here, he steps off his right. He's got Di Maria on the outside of his defender. The wing stays wide and just strolls through, and the Eastern Suburbs Roosters, defending champions, early leaders 1-0 with 25 to play. And now it's Moolumbar. The ball in the hands of Tom Maher. He drives in deep into the attack of the defensive line. Nothing happens, so they slow it up and they put it in the hands of Curtis. Curtis gives it back to Hall. Hall gets it down in front of Curtis. He gives it to Hall. Nothing happening at the moment, trying to bring the defenders out. Curtis dumps the ball. Hall goes off. He goes long out to the world on the wing. And the ball's gone to the ground, and the Eastern Suburbs survive another Moolumbar Mavericks raid. This time it's Lugg. Lugg takes the ball forward. They're driving it now. They're looking to get their players out onto the field. Ball in the hands of Brown. He passes on to Alonso. He drops it back inside to Brown. Over aggressive touch that time, the referees ruled. Mitch Brown looking where the mark is. The referees give Brown the mark. Takes it forward, him and Alonso. Alonso brings Manu Wakely and he dishes it off to his wife Kirsty Wakely. She fades across the field. Shanahan with the ball to Wakely. Gives it to Alonso, to Manu Wakely, back to Alonso, interchange between the two of them. They're trying to bring the defence forward. There's Brown with the ball, and a little play there. The referees have penalised Moolumbar for not moving forward. The whole defensive line must be moving forward once they have reached the 5 metre zone. Manu Wakely taps the ball, fades across to the middle of the field. Brings his wife in the half, Kirsty Wakely. And there's another penalty. There's a couple of penalties in a row. They'll have to be careful here. They could have someone force subbed in a minute and leave themselves down a player. Wakely. He comes up, he makes a touch, he gets the ball back from his wife. A long ball out the back to Alonso, gives it out to Lugg. Lugg goes to the line. There's been no call, and the Roosters, 2 set plays, 2 touchdowns. They lead 2-0 with 23 and a half to go in the Open A Grand Final. Here goes the Mavericks.
Number 8 for the Roosters, Amy Light gets 13.
Here comes Love around on the sweep. Away you go. They went back across the ruck. Mitch Brown nearly gets the intercept. It's going to be 6 more to go.
We'll knock down 6 more, so more on the attack now 2-0.
The ball in the hand of Love. He's going to be the go-to player by looks at it. He's got the ball again from the quick roller ball, but drops it back inside. Mitch Brown has been penalised there for being offside. He read it very well and came in for the intercept. Love with the ball. Dummies long, goes long. The dummy short and goes long. Would have threw it well wide of the winger and really gave Paige Markey no chance whatsoever there. East now. Driving the ball off their own line. Mitchell Brown. There's Adrian Hammond, commonly known as Sanchez. Kirsty Wakely now. The ball's in field to Alonso. Alonso with the looking inside, gives it to Hills now. Hills gets it down for Alonso. It's last touch. Alonso takes off. There's nothing really happening, and it's a changeover. Wollumbar with the ball through McAllister. McAllister goes one off the ruck. Page Hadley at half now. They're just driving down to get the fresh troops on. In the hands now of Maher. Maher gets in field. Jesse Curtis at half. Back to Maher. Maher's looking to release McAllister here. He takes off from half. He goes long to Jesse Curtis, and Jesse Curtis is caught there. Eastern Suburbs are leading 2-0. And you've probably heard my voice for long enough in this first part of the Mixed Open Final. I'm welcoming Tony Tradd, the Australian Men's Open coach, into the commentary box. And Tony, did you expect these to jump out to a 2-0 touchdown against this talented Mooloolaba lineup?
No, not really, Dean. As you mentioned before, it's a quality lineup, this Mooloolaba. Plenty of talent, playing exciting brand of touch football, but they're very, very experienced. So this is an experienced strategic team in the Roosters versus the absolute skill and dynamic ability of the Mavericks.
Well, there's a great pass out. Page Hadley not being able to take the pass. Tom Maher just tapping that ball on. The Roosters now deep in their own territory. They'll be looking to work it forward through Alonso. He passes out to Hill. They're shifting it now all the way to the wing. Dangerous play on your own line, but they're the talented group to be able to do it. Alonso drives forward. He gets to 10 short of halfway. On comes Brown driving forward again. He's into the half. Just overruns the mark. They're going to have to reset again. Di Maria with the ball. He finds Hammond. Hammond drives in, looking to release Di Maria. He takes off from half. Oh, tried to cut Hammond out there to go to Brown. Hammond puts his hands up and the ball hits the ground.
Yeah, they had them on the short side there. I think you would have liked Hammond to be a little bit wider, and they actually had 3v1. Just got in the way there, but the Roosters are really looking in control here, and they're confident.
Yeah, that pass went forward. Mistake there from the acting half. All the subs had left her, and they were getting off to try and get fresh troops on. And the pass has gone forward. Hammond now, strolling across the field. He gets it to Lugg. One of two, husband and wife in this team. Brad Lugg and Amy Lugg. Manu Wakely, the old bastard who's just back on the field. He's set the first two up. He's going for three. And his wife, Kirsty Wakely, who he was looking to work with there. But Brown's got the ball. Dishes off to Wakely. Wakely takes off on the right. He stops there and looks to come back to his left. He gets down in front of Brown. He gets the ball back from Brown. He goes for the dive through. But the referees have said the defence is onside. No joy on that time for Manu Wakely.
Yeah, he's a tactician in the game, Manu, so he's run the quickie short there. Look for a variation here to catch the Mooloolaba defence out. Here he comes, open side quickie.
Oh, and looking to take them away to the right and then drop the ball back in to Mitch Brown, running that tight angle back inside the defender. But the Mooloolaba defence had read it and they were right up to the challenge. Mooloolaba now looking to get out of their half. And another mistake. They're inviting trouble here.
Yeah, they're just not wanting to work hard here, Mooloolaba. I mean, they're a classy side with plenty of skills, but sometimes you've got to do the grind, get up the end of the field. That's 2 turnovers now, and they're just inviting the Roosters, who actually are opposite. They love it on the line, running static plays that they are now. So they're handing it to them on a platter.
Manu Wakely directing traffic, throws a loopy ball out there to the 7, which is Brad Lugg. I'm not used to seeing Luggy playing a hat. It's been a while since he's been up there. Ashworth down to Lugg. That looked forward, but they've let it go. Look forward off the ruck to Manu Wakely, so probably justice there. The ball went to ground. Mooloolaba now driving forward. This is better.
Much better.
As they move it forward. This could go against. Oh no, it went to Mooloolaba. Lucky not to go against them. A couple of slight little words being spoken there by Tom Maher as he comes off the field. He was jammed up by Di Maria. And now Mooloolaba looking to get into their work. And it's Russell, but another mistake. That's 4 mistakes in the last 4 sets.
They have not had a shot in the attacking zone, the Roosters, for about 6 minutes on the back of errors, and that was a great opportunity. They turned it over on touch 2, and the Roosters are off the hook again.
Yeah, and you know one thing about a Manu Wakely coached team, their errors are going to be minimal.
Correct. They'll strangle you out of the game. If you keep giving them opportunities like that, they'll chip away, and they'll strangle you out of the game.
Here they are slowing the play down again. They want to get into their static attack. Alonso down in front of Brown. He gets it back from Alonso, and the quickie comes back against the grain. Out there to Amy Lugg. She's put the ball down with no damage done. Well read defensively by Moolumbar. And now Russell drives the ball forward. Jesse Curtis at half.
They've got an opportunity now. They need to hold on to the ball. Russell and Curtis working together. Let's see what they got. Looks like a sweeper coming. No. It's a rooster. And read very comfortably by the Roosters. Pardon the pun.
We might have to say the rooster was run against the Chooks.
Yeah, fair enough. Christian Alonso reading that very well there and not fooled. And there's a good defensive set. Not much on offer for the Mavericks there. I expect a bit more, to be honest.
Yeah, look, to be honest, that so far in the game, the only one who's really looked dangerous in that attacking zone is Love. And he's had limited opportunities, as you said, Tony, because of the turnovers through errors that the Mavericks have been making. So now it's Adrian Hammond. He drives deep in. Di Maria out. He comes back to the left-hand side.
Numbers.
They've got the numbers. Love gets the ball
work.
down. And the Roosters 3-0 up with 15:46 to play. And that was really well set up.
Absolutely. Di Maria from half, nice ball, and great put down by Lugg. And as I was just about to say, they've got to, here's the replay. Di Maria, the middle, I think that's Corey Russell, completely lost. I might be wrong, might be doing him a disservice, but the right middle from Willumbar completely lost, broken the wrong way, and gave him the easiest 3-on-2 on the short side you've ever seen.
And Wollumbar, 15 minutes to get back in this game. They need some composure. They look to just settle there. Tom Maher is out there and Jaden Love. It's obviously going to come off both of them. They come out of half. The ball's in Maher's hands. He gets it back on the inside. He dives through.
Well done.
Very well set up play. They worked the middles over that time. And had the opportunity to just make that easy step inside, dive over. We'll see it come up here on the replay.
Yeah, well done, Ryan there. Good left foot step. Trucks a dummy, fell for then. Tom Maher involved in that setup, and they needed to score because they didn't score at 3-0. The clock, even though there is 14 minutes on it, could have been a factor, but now they've still got plenty of time and back in the game.
Yeah, the clock is something, when you play 30-minute turnaround, that's something that can get away from you very quickly because you don't have that opportunity at half-time to reset yourself and let the coach get into your head about what he needs done out there. So plenty of one-on-one interaction with the coaches on the sideline. If you're not careful, that clock can be down to 3 or 4 minutes before you know it.
Absolutely, but now a cheap error from the Roosters. So Moolumbar now maybe the tightest turn. Here comes Ryan once again. Corey Russell, the danger man, waiting for him to click into gear. Jaden Love on the field with the ball now. So let's see if they can get back in here. They've got Love, Russell, Curtis. This is their three.
So Russell, he's got the ball in hand. Gets it to Love. Love drops it back inside to Russell. He's just looking to bring the defence out. He dumps on the ball. Love's out of the half. He goes left, he goes right. He gives it back to Jesse Curtis, and nothing happening there.
Wow, I've got to give a rap to number 5 there, Vincent Di Maria again, who really did a great job on his exit lines on Love there, made him jump around. That's a mismatch in Love's favour, in my opinion. Di Maria did it very easy. He's been a real factor in this game. He
has, and playing really well. He played well in Voiden Cup, but he seems to come back from State of Origin, where he was playing in one of the senior men's teams for New South Wales, an even more improved player. As Lugg goes out of the half, he finds Sanchez.
Yeah, he's played men's 30s going back to Di Maria. He played men's 30s for New South Wales, and you're right, he was actually one of their best players in that Origin series. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's a product from Melbourne. Oh, another cheap error going to the box.
Yeah, she's Paige Hadley's having a very unhappy game. She's a far better player than what she's showing here today. Had a really strong NRL touch premiership with the West Tigers, but just seems to be off about for some reason here at the moment.
Yeah, they did put her under pressure with that ball, though. They're going very sideways. Just got to get upfield, get away from your scoreline and make your changes.
Here's Manu Wakely again. He gets the ball out off a little quickie play with Di Maria. Look to find Lugg on the outside, but the defence have read that very well. The Lugs together. It's Amy at half. She throws the ball back to Manu Wakely. He's trying to bring Jesse Curtis into the play. He gets on the outside of Jesse Curtis with a little play, and Manu Wakely goes to the line.
He has.
Down.
He can't believe it, Manu Wakely. He's half your age and twice as quick, Manu, but he's still stretched him to the line. Well done.
Yeah, very well set up there for the Roosters and nearly paid dividends. Manu Wakely again bringing Curtis out. He gets the ball back from Ashworth. He's gone all short to Di Maria. He was in for all money, and he's put the ball down.
That's a let-off there from Murwillumbah. A 4-1 with 11 and a half minutes to go. Could have been trouble. Look, so they're going sideways. Sideways to the box. Someone's got to go forward.
Here they come now. Mitch Alexander. He's taking the ball
That's
forward.
better.
Here's Russell out of half. He finds Paige Markey down the sideline. And at least they've gone forward this time.
Oh, they're screaming for an offside penalty. They may have had some argument there, but the referee says no, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, there's obviously some frustration coming in. Oh, there's a changer. The referee. Look, I can't really blame the referee there because he was coming into the defensive line and he'd actually turned his head to check the defence. So he's
unsighted.
Yeah, he was unsighted when that little knock on occurred. Luck with the Roosters at the moment as they drive into the Murwillumbah half. There's Hammond, Sanchez, Hammond. He drops it down in front of Mitch Brown. Mitch Brown goes off his right.
He's got it.
Dummy. He goes long to the wing, and there's a change.
Mitch Brown.
In the corner. Brown goes off his right, throws a dummy, gets through the line, and the old stager, Mitch Brown, originally from Wagga, now up in the eastern suburbs, has created something there, and you'll see it come up here, Tony.
Look at this, off the right foot, dummy, show and go, beautiful ball, and what a great put down. I'm telling you, that was made to look easy there by Jess Shanahan, but it wasn't. That was fantastic. And I'll tell you this, Dan, I was looking at the Roosters. They were off their feet in the box, off their feet on that turnover, and I was about to say they might be in trouble as the Mavericks attack the line through Jaden Love. Phase play, great defence. And there you have it. And then a touchdown, what I would say against the runner play, and momentum back with the Roosters just lifts them at 4-1 with 10 minutes on the clock.
And agree totally, Tony. And I think Jaden Love took the wrong option there. They had the women link defender in tight, making the touch. A quick release to Sammy Joe Curtis. They could have been easily back on the board straight away.
Yeah. And look, you hit the nail on the head. Have a look at this. Every time the Roosters get the ball, there's no error rate. They're direct. They're slow, so they're saving their legs. They're smart. They're very smart. They've gone almost the length. No errors. And giving the ball back to Murwillumbah on their own scoreline. And we've already said, that's forward. Oh, that's been missed. I'll tell you, back in the day, referee Gavin West would have picked that up. Loves a forward.
Loves a forward pass off the ruck, Gavin West. But you're right, Tony.
And that's another forward.
But two things that they manage really well, the Roosters. They manage and control the ball, and they manage and control the clock. And that's what they're doing. Even in their defensive setup, you can see the way that they're not biting, they're holding here. And Di Maria comes out, he makes the touch. Curtis out of half, he goes long, and that's good ball, and that's
forward pass.
That's a forward pass.
Yes, referee Climax right on the spot. I'm sure that was forward.
Yeah, I'd agree totally. It was a forward pass as well.
Beautiful play. Got the 2-on-1, but it was forward. I'll tell you what else they do, Roosters. They manage the tempo of the game. They play the game at their speed and their tempo, and you have to get them out of that. And that's been their best attribute for years. I mean, have a look at it. Effortless, making the yards. No errors. Completion rate. Sanchez takes it down. Is that Brown again?
Brown again out of half. He throws the long ball through the hill. That's going to be late. The referee. Yeah, the referees have got it. Kai Maruda's picked that late, but again, they've gone the length of the field. They're handing the ball back deep in the Murwillumbah Mavericks territory and saying, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to go the length of the field every time you get the ball. And again, Sammy Joe Curtis now with the ball. He's down. Ryan comes out of half. He passes it off there to Russell. Russell is down. He looks to McAllister. He gets it back to Russell.
Oh,
great
yes.
Play. That is sensational.
Referee,
play.
let the kids play.
He's
How do you not play an advantage for a touchdown there?
Maybe because the skill was so great, maybe he's blown the whistle before realising that pass had actually left the player's hands. But there was unbelievable skill.
I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking was the ball on the... It didn't look it, but was the ball on the inside forward?
It possibly could have been. They're closer than we
are.
are.
He's gone ball down.
No, he's getting a hand here from the sideline referee. He's going to come in.
Greg, get to the side before someone gets hurt. Here we go. This could be a sin bin. This could be a sin bin.
Sin bin,
no. Really? That's got to be a tip-off from the sideline that it's a professional foul in the attempt to score. Brown has deliberately knocked the ball down, and what a controversial couple of minutes there.
Right, so Moolumbar now, they've got the player advantage. They've got 6:48 left to get back into this game. You would think with the talent they've got, they can score here, and there's Russell. He goes long, and they hope they score because he only had to pass it 2 metres, so they would have scored anyway. But Paige Markey gets the touchdown.
Wow. I'd love to see that sin bin again. Here's the upshot of that. You get 2 possessions each. So Moolumbar, what they need to do is on both possessions with a number advantage, 6v5, they want to score.
Yes.
That takes it from 4-1 to 4-3. Now, they've done it with their first possession, so it's now 4-2. And the Roosters need to stop. So it's almost like a mini break in tennis.
Exactly. And so Manu Wakely, he's out there now, controlling the tempo of the play, as Tony Trout had said earlier. He's with Di Maria. They looked a little quickie there. Manu Wakely steps back off his left this time. He had a quick look up at the scoreboard there. No doubt he was looking at the clock.
Absolutely, because that's the other thing. That the clock is still in the Roosters' favour.
Yep. A little push play here from the Roosters, and well read there by Jesse Curtis. Stops that play. You see Manu Wakely, the experience there, just walking back. Taking Di Maria, gets the pass away. And
that's intentional. They've put it in the far corner, so they can't sub. It'll be difficult to sub. And then they're not going to get maximum advantage of the numbers of 6v5. They've got to work hard here, the Roosters.
And Moolumbar equally have got to work hard to create the advantage. They've got the numerical advantage, but they've got to create the advantage on the park to try and get down here and score in this set.
Yeah, well done, Mavericks. They haven't even looked to sub. Smart play.
As they pull the ball up there. That was Hall. He's giving it now to Curtis. Hall will go out of half. He's through there. He gives it to Curtis, and there it is. And they've got it back now. So that one touchdown that Tony Trapp is talking about, 4-3, with 4:56 to play. And now the Mavericks are right back in this game.
Perfect. That's just executed perfectly by the Mavericks. They didn't sub. They kept their 6, knowing they got 6v5. They used the ball expansive to take the yards, had one shot and got it. And that's just a massive call of that sin bin because it's changed the whole complexion of the game. Because now the Roosters can't sit on the clock. One down with 4.5 minutes. They can't sit on the clock. They'll want another touchdown before they can use the clock, or at least hold the Mavericks scoreless for another 2.5 minutes.
And that's right. So it's in Alonso's hands. He gives it off to Hammond. Back from Alonso to Hammond. The interchange play between them. Bringing the defence up. Alonso with the ball. He steps left, he steps right, and that's the 6th touch. And they're holding play, and you'll note that they're going to bring the player back on now. And so, game on. There's 4 minutes to play. And there's a quick release out there to Paige Hadley. She takes the extra yards. The ball back inside now to Love. The momentum seems to be with the Wollongbar Mavericks. Ryan's got the ball. He shifts the ball out there. They've got the ball back inside now. In the hands of Love. Love's got McAllister on the outside of him, but he wants to come back here. Looking to get, sorry, that's Russell. Russell comes off, he goes right, they go long.
Great play.
It was a great play, well set up.
They had Shanahan. She was lured in, and rightly so, and it just overthrew the ball.
3:18 to play. The Roosters by 1. What I would say about 6 sets to play in this game. And the Roosters now, they're looking to get blood through Lug over to their box. Legs looking a little bit high,
they're tired. They're tired, and they still can't use the clock. There's still too much time on the clock. So they've got to just complete their sets now. Back themselves to keep Moolumbar down the other end. Oh, and that's not enough field position. They're about 10 metres short of where they want to be here.
Yeah, and that's a product of those tired legs.
Drop ball.
Drop ball.
Yes.
That's a good decision.
That is a massive decision. Tommy Marr. And a bit going on.
Tom Marr's had a word to say. Referee's gone over.
Is he going to march him again? No.
He said it's a roll ball.
Well, there's confusion here, but they've allowed it to play on. So the Roosters now, they can soak up the clock a little bit here.
Yeah, they're going to have a good set here. Manu Wakely's brought himself back on. He likes to work this game with Di Maria. They've been good. He's got Brown out there who has been good. And unfortunately, there's another look pass to Brown. He gets through. He puts the ball down.
He's missed him.
Scored. And the Roosters, the old stage of Manu Wakely, the no-look pass. And all of a sudden, they're back out to that 2-touchdown lead. with only 2 to play.
Have a look at Wakely here. This is great. Di Maria and Wakely, interchange of passing, tracking the high link, bringing in the high link here. And no looker, look at that. You cannot go to the shop and buy a packet of experience. Manu Wakely, and he had a bit to say walking back. I think he's just sealed a state cup for the Roosters with 1 minute and 37 seconds on the clock. Great defence. They just got to hold here and use the clock.
Yeah, very good defence out there by Carly Walsh. Very experienced player at both mixed and senior women's level, having played for both Australia and New South Wales at senior women's. Really well read. And the Roosters, once again, very good. And you can see there, they just take their time now. They're not in too much of a hurry. They're going to shift around there, driving towards their box. They don't have the legs and the run that they had earlier in the game, but it might, with 1:07 to go, it might just be enough with a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, very true. They don't get flustered very often. Di Maria again there, you know, one-on-one. He's very good with his defence, one-on-one. Brown, he's had an impact for both teams, actually, but he's doing very, very good.
Ashworth now. She's got the ball. She gets it down in front of Brown. It's the last touch. He goes short to Hammond, but Hammond smartly didn't throw it away. Held on the ball and said to Murwillumbah, right, you go the length. That was forward off the ruck. The referees have let that one go. Sammy Jo Curtis now with the ball. She picks up Russell on the wrap. Russell drops it back inside to Sammy Jo Curtis. Out of the half, there's the brother Jesse Curtis. He's held up. Russell gives it back to him out of the half. It's close to the line. There's nothing happening there to cut out. That's good play. Very good play. Really well read there from Russell. But with 16 seconds to go, I think the Murwillumbah Mavericks know that even though they're only 1 touchdown, this one's gone.
Yeah, great work. I thought they dumped too close to the line. You'll see it on the replay. Jesse Curtis dumps 2 out. Looking like a little 2-step play, but they've actually thrown a sinker pass to the link. Nice little shovel of the wing and a great way to finish the game. The Roosters once again showing they are the ultimate professional team.
Yep, the Manu Wakely, he's done it again. I don't think, well, a lot of people picked these 2 teams to play in the final, but I think most people thought it would be the Murwillumbah Mavericks who would take home the title. But she's going home to Bondi, and that'll make John Ryan happy.
It certainly will. I mean, it's 5-4 scoreline. Let's remember that the Murwillumbah Mavericks scored 2 touchdowns while the Roosters had someone in the bin. I mean, full credit to them for converting both opportunities, but they got 2 on a 6v5 numbers advantage, and that just pays a lot of tribute to something that's not spoken about. The Roosters' defence, outstanding, just outstanding event against a Murwillumbah team with plenty of one-on-one class.
Yep, dominant across both ends of the park, attack and defence, and like you said, they gave up 2 touchdowns, but they were when they were with 5 players on the field, and they were really well executed from Murwillumbah. Congratulations to the East Roosters, champions for 2018. We'll be back here shortly with the Women's Open final between Eastern Suburbs Roosters and the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs.
Michael, 17 Melinda Dennis, 8 is Bobby Law, 9 Claire Tandek, 11 Alexandra Chung, 13 is Courtney Young, 14 Hayley Crawford, 15 Keely Silver, and number 18 Mason Beck. Their opponents in Southern Roosters, 1 is Ashley Quinlan, 3 Sarah Doyle, 4 is Laura Cochran, 6 Rebecca Gass, 7 Jenna Squadrino, 8 Tony Breeze, 13 Monique Ellis, 15 Emma Ryan, 16 Justine Watchman, 17 Elizabeth Hewitt, 22 Valeri Moore, number 24 is Claire McPherson, and 26 Maureen Doyle. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask you to be outstanding for the Australian National Anthem?
Welcome back here to the regional stadium at Port Macquarie. We're here for the Women's Open final between the Canterbury Bulldogs and, surprising for many, Tony, the Eastern Suburbs Roosters. They've got a very good team, a young up-and-coming team. They've got one of the best players in the world, Ash Quinlan, but they knocked off the juggernaut, Manly Warringah, in the semi-final. I don't think anyone saw that happening.
Yeah, that's right. Not surprising that the Roosters would be in a State Cup Grand Final, by no means, especially given they were in the Vorden Cup Grand Final. Great team, well coached. And as you said, Ash Quinlan, outstanding player. But surprising in that they beat Manly, who have been a juggernaut for many years and were a juggernaut at this tournament. Looked really untroubled for most of the tournament, and then just got beaten. And let's just say that the Roosters are up for the game, I guess. So let's see how they go against the tough, uncompromising Bulldogs.
Yeah, it is. And look, stars on both sides of the ledger here. But you've got to say the Canterbury team are a little bit more star-studded. When you've got Louise Winchester and her sister Claire Tandek together in any team, you can build off that. Louise, possibly one of the best players ever to play the game, and Claire not too far behind her. But on the opposite side, you've got one of the best players right now in Ash Quinlan. Yeah,
absolutely. And you know what? I don't actually believe this game will be decided by Ash Quinlan or by Louise Winchester and the star-studded players. I think it's the others. It's the ones that follow their lead, because we know they're going to lead. See, now that was one of the things I thought was disappointing in the Vorden Cup for those that watched it. Ash Quinlan was there, but she didn't really have much support. I think it's about the other players who know their role in the team and work for those star-studded ones. Who does that best in this game, I think will take out the title.
Yep, and that's 100% right. And I suppose those players like that, the underlying players that you probably need to watch for. In Canterbury, I think it's Lauren Thorne, number 2. She's got a lot of experience under her belt, and she's the player who is going to be able to set the platform for the likes of Winchester and Tandek and even Logan Flanagan and Bobby Law to get out of. And then on the other side of the ledger, with the young up-and-coming Eastern Suburbs Roosters team, it might just be Tony Breeze.
Yeah, great player, Tony, but he's very smart. Yep. I just want to see how, like I said earlier, the Bulldogs are tough, uncompromising, almost like their rugby league counterparts of the 80s. And I just want to see how the girls from Eastern Suburbs, the Roosters, the young girls, how they stand up to that physicality. I expect the Roosters to come out very physical and tough, and let's see, here we go.
And the other thing is, how much did the win in the semi-final against the all-conquering Manly Warringah take out of them?
Yeah, was that their grand final to be a cliche? Is that a word, cliche?
Oh, well, it is now.
It is now. Let's use it.
And there's Winchester back inside. The sister of the Dogs, they're in first. And that was just a long ball that the Roosters had really well covered up on. And Louise Winchester goes off her right and finds her ever-present sister, Claire Tandek.
Great work by Keely Silva here. Look at her on the out ball. He keeps the ball alive. No looker on the inside. Allows Winchester to step off the right foot. And to her sister Tandek. So the two stars together, but great work and presence of mind by the winger number 15.
Over the line for the Bulldogs.
There's Breeze now with the ball. She's back inside to Gare. Gare now finds it in the hands of Moore. They bring inside Quinlan. Back of the Gare on the sweep. She's underneath. Oh, the touch was made there by Louise Winchester. They had Courtney Young beat, and Winchester was able to save a bacon.
Yeah, good work there by the Roosters. Used Quinlan as a dump rather than sweeper. That was good change-up.
Quinlan now out of half after the Bruce dump. She goes off her left, goes off her right, looks long to the wing, and the ball's gone forward. And you could see already one L Winchester very fired up, and that's danger when Louise is fired up. She can take teams apart.
When have you never known Louise Winchester to be fired up?
Well, there was this one time I bumped into her in the shopping centre.
She'd be arguing with the attendant that she should have got a discount. I'm sure that bread was cheaper.
Here goes the Canterbury girls. They're through the hands now. Silver at half. She finds Young. She drives into the eastern suburbs. Half now. On they come. They sweep on. And there's Thorne. And she's given the ball down there through Belinda Dennis, who takes off. They find Bobby Law, but the sixth touch has been made. The referee has actually ruled for a late pass, has she? No, they've just said changeover. So Gare now with the ball. Breeze at half. They find Moore, who sweeps around. There's Claire Stone at half. She finds Breeze driving forward. Good ball back inside to Gare. Now the Roosters. There's Squadrito, whose father celebrated the win early like he always does. And now the half goes McPherson. And touch is made there on Squadrito. So
you have a look at Hayley Crawford on the right wing there. She's carrying that left hand. She's got an injury. She's got it taped. And she's really carrying that.
Yes, so again, we spoke earlier today about the physicality of the State Cup and what it takes out of you to get to the grand final. 3 days of hard, tough competition. And the Women's Open, in the Women's Open A, extremely hard and tough because they've had to play every team in the competition.
Forward pass.
It was a forward pass from Cummings, but they let it go. And there's Logan Flanagan out of half. She goes
short. Great work.
Oh, doubled up. Unfortunately, there was a forward pass there, but they still played with the whistle. Logan Flanagan, known for a long ball, goes short this time.
Yeah, just pump, fake. Just held Pauline Doyle out there. The right link for the Roosters just opened up. Have a look here. Flanagan, pump. Oh, probably didn't need to bite there, the right middle for the Roosters, and that just opened up.
Pauline Doyle once played Rugby Union Sevens for France.
Really?
Yes. Full of all sorts of different facts.
You are.
Quinlan now. She'll be looking to get the Roosters on the ball. She drops it back in the Breeze. Out of half goes Quinlan. Goes off her left foot. She's created numbers. Well read there by Crawford. And you can see Tony. Oh, as you can see, she's protecting that left hand of hers.
She is, but it's not bothering her. She's tough as nails. And you can see that she's coming with an injury for sure. But that didn't stop her one bit from coming in hard and shutting down. Well done to Hayley Crawford there. And they've started very well, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they look on song as Alex Fulton takes the ball forward. Solid contact. There's Young. She'll get it down in front of Tandek. She gives it back to Young now. Back to Tandek, who drives. I'll be looking to release Young with a pace. She takes off on Moore. Goes back over the head. Yep. The idea was right. The execution not necessarily great, but the Bulldogs full of running. Yeah,
she want that back. Didn't quite have the ball correctly and twist her body around to get a good left to right pass there, but full of running. And that's going to wear the Roosters down. If they don't get on the scoreboard, they need a bit of momentum change because it's all the Bulldogs at the moment.
More fading across the field.
Oh,
down there.
Yeah, that's an accidental. That's well done by the referee there.
The drive and ball forward there through Doyle. They picked up a bonus here with a penalty. Gare with the ball. Squadrito's come onto the field. So is Hewitt. That's her with the ball now. She passes off to Squadrito. Out of half, Hewitt finds the ball in the hands of Cochrane. Cochrane gets it back inside. Hewitt and Squadrito. Between them as Squadrito drives in. Hewitt out of half. Oh, she was probably looking to go outside and over the head of Squadrudo to Gare, but Squadrudo put the hands up and the ball went to ground.
You know, they actually had the numbers. It wasn't a bad play. They had Bobby Law interested there, and they had the numbers, but it's hit Squadrudo and gone to ground.
And here they go again. A lot more run in the Bulldogs' legs at the moment than the Roosters.
Play on.
Bobby Law goes
Play
down
on.
the sideline.
Oh,
Yeah, no, the
wow.
referee got the tip from the sideline there. I think the on-field referee, Kathleen Spence, I think she was going to go with it, but got a call from Zach McCain. And
yep. I think they dodged a bullet there, the Roosters. That looked like she was offside to me, number 13, and then she just, Monique Ellis, and then just hung her arm out and told her to play on there, but never mind. We'll play on. Here come the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, they're stretching them left and right. The ball out of half there by Beck. And the ball goes 6 more now.
Yeah, Gare came in and knocked that down. Mel Dennis had them for numbers, had them stripped. She's came in from link and shut it down just as well. And here comes Winchester to orchestrate it with her sister Tandek. Flanagan at right link. They got their big guns on here. Let's see what comes of it.
It's Tandek back
Try.
to Winchester. And they have run that play maybe 1,000 times in their careers playing together at both club, state and international level.
Yeah, open side quarterback here. So she dumps, splits open, throws it back inside to the trailer, also known as a Blaze plus. Have a look, bang. And 7, Gemma Squadrudo, the left link for the Roosters, got caught watching. And it'll be hard. It's hard to come back against this team from 3-0 down. They need to get on the scoreboard. Here comes Quinlan.
Back inside, I thought Chung was offside.
Yeah.
And Quinlan looks as though she's injured, and that's the last thing that the Roosters need.
Yeah, she's limping. Maybe she trod on her foot.
Penalty anyway, that got the ball in the hand of Breeze. They bring the defence out more with the ball. She drops it back to Breeze. Quinlan didn't want it there, but they've got it. Made the touch. It's in Breeze. Now it's in Quinlan's hands.
Yeah, she's struggling, Quinlan.
Yeah, I think she has picked up an injury. She's got it there, but look out. Here she goes.
Oh, great defence.
Yeah.
Put her body on the line, the right link. Is that? Who is that?
Who do you think would
It's
put that
not.
It is Louise Winchester. She'll put her body on the line every day of the week for her beloved doggies.
Geez, that was tough. And she got there. Look at those old legs. Well done, Louise Winchester. Really, that was fantastic.
I'm not sure she'd be happy with calling her old.
Her legs. Said her legs.
Yes, okay.
She's young.
That's right. The thing that Coach Frost from the Roosters is going to have to start to contemplate and worry about now is they had a tremendous effort to get to the grand final of the Gordon Cup and got absolutely towed up by the Sea Eagles.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's still 21 minutes to play, but they're down 3-0 on the scoreboard. They've got a young lineup.
Yeah.
Will it get into their heads like this is all over again? As they go through again, Courtney Young, but
Oh,
the
no.
referee's called that the ball
Ball
is
down.
down. Well, Beck is not getting up, remonstrating at all. So
No, hey, let's have a
look
look at the
here.
replay.
But again, it's the same play. 3 touchdowns they've scored off this, just straight down the middle. It's
Oh, no, she's called the touch.
called the touch, but didn't remonstrate. So if she made the touch, I would have thought that she would have been short of the line. But again, the referee's standing right in front of her. The ball hits the ground at the back of the grandstand. So
While there's 21 minutes on the clock, this is now a monumental ask against, I believe, one of the best defensive teams in the competition in the Bulldogs. Very tough, as we said, but their systems in defence is very, very good. So it's going to need a lot of imagination. And at the moment, look at them all shutting down. I just don't think they're going to go in between, and they're not going to miss their assignments on the inside. I think Quinlan has to start bombing long to either link or wing to try and break this defence down.
Here they come again. They're working to their box. There's the experienced Tandek. She gets around, just gets right to the edge of the box. Brings on Cummings. She just follows in.
Oh, ball down. Here's a chance.
Right on halfway to.
Quinlan's got to start looking wider. She's got to either, as I said, bomb long to link or wing. The Canterbury defence is shutting hard, so perhaps even back against the grain into phase, catching them shutting down and run the phase. But there has to be a change up in what they're doing in offence.
So the Roosters now bringing fresh players on. It's in the hands of Pauline Doyle. She throws the dummy. She gives it back out to Breeze. Breeze has got Hewitt on the inside. She'll get it down. Quinlan swept around to the right-hand side of the field. And she's got through.
She called the touch.
Oh.
But have a look at the right edge of the Bulldogs. They shut hard. You have to come back against the grain, down for phase. You catch him.
Breeze now. Steps left, steps right, gets around the player, gets it to Quinlan and just...
Well done. Crawford again.
Crawford again. The one-winged Crawford.
She's doing a great job with one arm. Imagine if she had two. She snuffed out 2 touchdowns so far.
Beck, she throws the ball out to Silver.
Winchester.
Yep. There's a reason why they consider her one of the best players to have played. And then you'll see it here this afternoon if you're watching it for the very first time. There's Young now, Dennis at half. She pushes out there. She'll look for Young.
Oh, great ball.
Again. And Young is through, and that's her second touchdown. Courtney Young, but it's the same middle hole.
Middle, they're tearing them up. Emma Ryan, I'm pretty sure at right middle, just peeled out when she had to hit. Dennis just pumped, and Courtney Young hit a short hole right through the middle. Let's have a look at it. Here's Courtney Young, open side quickie again. Emma Ryan has to hit there. She's out of screen there, but I can guarantee you she slid out. Must have numbered up wrong, and it's a touchdown, and that's 5-0.
Now, the Roosters, with all in front of the play. Tony Trad's already declared that he doesn't think they'll be able to get back, and for good reason. This gear goes wide. That's
great touch. That's a great touch.
Crawford, she's called a touch, holding that one hand.
That is a fantastic touch. You cannot underestimate that touch with an injured player in this moment to stop them from scoring straight back.
Yeah, 100%. And that just shows that the spirit that this team has come in with for this game. They really want this victory.
Did you see her pass the ball from half there? She literally bucketed one hand.
One hand. She's only got one wing. We said that.
It's brilliant, man. It really is. It's terrific. You'd be so proud as a coach and as a team made an effort like that.
And that's the thing. It lifts the team. They see an effort like that, and everyone else says, well, if she can put in the effort, I'm going to go that little bit harder myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they do have winning pedigree, the Bulldogs, and there's a core of them still in this team that went 6 years straight winning the State Cup from 2007.
Run the Cindy play here back. Should come back against the grain.
Gone to Cummings now to Bobby Law. Bobby Law gets it down. Here goes Winchester out of half. Customary bobble of the ball in front of you as you try to defend. She goes left and right, but she came back to the left-hand side field at that time. Cummings now. She's looking for Chung on her outside. Chung down half. She finds Winchester. Winchester goes long to Law. It came off the hands of Chung. I don't think she wanted her to put the hands up there.
Well, it's amazingly, there's still 17 minutes on the clock. Yeah. It's a lifetime. But they're just getting beaten, towed up in that middle. They're getting out muscled. They're getting out enthused. And in offense, they need to change it up. They're trying to get on the outside of the doggies, and that's not going to work. They try a few inside trails. I still say they've got to get back against the grain or 4-on-3 and chop a hole. Let's see what they go to here. Tony Breeze at half, takes off, gives, wrap around with Squadrito, numbers, and look at the Bulldogs' defence. Yeah. They swarm.
And I think she probably might have been better off going short that time to the link, which is McPherson, to put the pressure on the Canterbury winger to come in or stay out. But as soon as she threw the cutout, because of the swarming style defence of Canterbury, they just all did their roles, and that wasn't square, but they've let it go. And Thorne again. And the other thing that they're not winning, Tony, they're not winning the ruck, the Roosters.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I got it on good authority that Hayley Crawford, wait for it, meow, 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 has a fractured hand. She's playing in a State Cup Grand Final with a fractured hand. Unbelievable.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
We said at the beginning of the game, uncompromising, tough Bulldogs team. And if you think touch football, we know it's a minimal contact sport. As the ball goes down there from Andy Law, it's a tough sport. And a State Cup, it really can be a war of attrition.
Yeah, and that's one of the beauties of the competition. East now, all before them. They look rattled. McPherson trying to drive to the box. They don't seem to have the run in the legs. That's better from Tony Breeze. She gives it off to Beck Gare. Beck Gare's been running strong. And this time it's in the hands of Cochrane. Now with Hewitt. Hewitt looking to release to Quinlan. Quinlan's got the ball. She's down in front of Hewitt. Hewitt takes off. She gets back to Quinlan, but they're not giving her enough time with the ball in hands. It should have been from the ground to Quinlan, not run 3 or 4 steps and then give it, because that's just allowing the Canterbury defence to come forward and sit on her.
But they're just closing down the space, Dean. And they did it again. It was never going to be on. They're just closing down the space. So unless they phase that to catch them shutting down, as I said, going across the grain or long to the outside edges, they'll shut them down all day, the Dogs.
Here goes Logan Flanagan.
Big yards.
Goes through there. And now back out of half. Going back to that middle channel. And why wouldn't you? You've put 4 through there already, so why not have a look at the middle channel again?
Yeah, now Peter Forrest would be all over that. He'd be saying exactly that. We put 4 or 5 in the middle. Just keep going through the middle channel. Keep going through the middle. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And he can see that the Roosters are starting to labour a little bit now. Just he'll be telling them, close your spaces, make them throw long. And there's another error.
Yeah, the wheels are falling off here, unfortunately, for the Roosters.
Surely he'll send Tandak on here, I'd say, to go with Winchester. Make the subs. Here they come. Tandak and Courtney Young. And he'll be looking to put another one on him. Let's look for the middle stuff again. There it is through the middle.
And again, like speed of play from the Bulldogs. Back inside that middle channel there. Squadrito marking up against Winchester. She comes back to the left. She goes short. And well read by Rebecca Gare.
Yeah, well done.
And Bobby Law rolls the ball. Tandak, she gives it back to Bobby Law. Now it's in the hands of Claire Tandak again. The Roosters slowly coming forward. I'd probably like to say, let's get up and pressure them here.
Yeah.
Rather than just hold and let them set. Young now. She'll drive in. Tandak out of half. They caught him up in the ruck. They're going to go back down the middle channel again. The Squadrito doesn't get a hand on that. It was 3-on-1 try time.
Yeah, absolutely. Got the Roosters defenders caught behind the ruck there. Well worked. And Squadrito squats it down. Otherwise, it was another try.
Or now, out of half, she finds Tandak. Just dancing around. No touch has been made. She makes this time. She gets the ball back. She goes through the dive herself. But well read defensively this time by Sarah Doyle. Roosters under all sorts of pain here at the moment. 5-0 down, 12 to go. They really need to get on the board. They need to get some confidence and get their run back. And that's a good defensive, but Squadrito caught in the line. I'll tell you what, probably could have been given a penalty away, Squadrito. She came in and made the touch really well, and then tried to pull back to a corner, but instead of going back to the line, she actually just went straight across the field.
Yeah, and she might have got a piece of the ball. The ball certainly bobbled on the ground there. I'm not sure who bobbled it, but the ref allowed play on, and the Roosters have held firm. And look, they're having trouble getting off their line now. They've got to drive. Got to try and get some tempo here into this game. Good ball, that's more like it.
More drives through. It just slows the play down there, unfortunately, with the 4. There's Ryan. She gets the ball. She gets it off to McPherson. McPherson drives in. There's no half. The wheels have fallen off here, unfortunately, for the Roosters.
Oh, well, that was
ugly.
Yeah. Comedy capers for a while. That, to be fair, that was probably their worst set coming off their line. They haven't been bad in that area, but it might just be a bit of desperation from the Roosters. They had to get fresh legs on. They need to D up here now. They've got to change the tempo. They've got to do something because the game at the moment is just flowing out of their control.
Yeah, and numbers again. And Logan Flanagan says, here you are, Haley, I know you've got one hand, but I'm going to throw your ball out in front. I want you to pull it back one hand and then be able to run away in the corner and core.
And I'm surprised she didn't.
Yeah.
The way she's going in this game, I'm surprised she didn't. Okay, so here come the Roosters. That's a penalty.
Just notice then, Tony, the scoreboard is Canterbury 5, East 0. Canterbury coach Peter Forrester had all his subs together with him, not looking at the game, and he was laying down the law. So, they're not going to take their foot off the pedal here.
No. He'd be wanting more. He'd be wanting to inflict pain. It's been a long time for them. They've been the bridesmaid to Manly. Flanagan.
From Quinlan. Quinlan, she wants to get the game going quickly. She gets the ball out wide, and they're well shut down again. And guess who?
Haley Crawford.
Yes.
Yeah, Peter Forrester, he'll be relentless, mate. I mean, he never smiles. He'll boost Santa Claus, that guy. He won't celebrate until the 30 minutes are up, and they are the State Cup champions. And his team will respond because they are as relentless as he is.
Yep, they are a tough unit, and they play tough.
Yep.
Roosters now They've got to find something. They're in the attacking zone. Tony Breeze, she's trying to create something, but they slow it down again through Hewitt. Breeze now, she drops it back inside. They'll be looking for Beck Gare. Oh, she dummied on the sweep and went back the other way. That's a really good defence again from the Bulldogs.
Geez, their system is so good. I mean, nobody is guessing. No one's biting out of the line here. See, Flanagan didn't bite. She gave the right middle chance there to recover. And there's another error,
yeah, unfortunately for Tony Breeze. She's played well so far for the Roosters.
Yeah. Yeah, so she gave Chung, sorry, I just interrupted. He gave Chung all the time in the world to recover there, Flanagan. Used her frame just to take up space. They've got a fantastic defensive system.
Yep, and here's Flanagan now.
Oh, play on. Anything's possible. Oh, we got an injury here.
There's an injury. She's up.
Yep.
And that was Monique Ellis, who went down hard there underneath Flanagan as they came together.
Yep.
She must have rolled her ankle. She's trying to get off the field.
It doesn't look good. And what is it? A penalty here, or they're continuing the touch count?
I think it's a roll ball.
Yep. Waiting for medical now to attend to her.
Right, she's gone off the other side.
Yep.
And it's a roll ball. Tony Calibria, the referee, brings the game back in. Young now gets it off to Winchester. And here they go down the middle channel again. Tandek had swept around. Winchester sweeps around again. She steps off the right. She's looking for a sister. They're diving through with that little ball out in front all the time. Drop her hands and just get that pass underneath arms.
Always in front. Always carries the ball in front. Mark of a good ball player. Not fooled in that time. Pauline Doyle. Nice shutdown.
And here they go.
Another error.
And Breeze knows it, and that's probably unfair on her because she's played well for the Roosters. And you can even see there she was really working hard, trying to drive hard down the field and get some momentum. And unfortunately, the ball goes to ground right on halfway. So you know the Bulldogs are going to have a couple of shots at you here. As Tandek has the ball in her hand. She brings Bobby Law back in field, kicks out into the centre of the field. Thorne gives it straight back to her from half. She gives it back to Thorne now. Dennis sweeps around, but Thorne goes back off the left. Probably should have got the ball down. Bobby Law now. Good defence that time from the Roosters. That's far better, far tighter in the middle of the paddock. And Thorne to Law, and well read and defended well by Terry Moore that time.
Yeah, again. Good defence there. But the Bulldogs, all the Bulldogs have to do now with 7.5 minutes on the clock is complete their sets. You know, they move the Eastern Suburbs defence, the Roosters defence around, and that's going to tire them out. And all that is just going to make their job harder and harder and harder.
Well, the Roosters, they've got 6 girls in front of them they've got to beat, but they've also got the danger in the corner of the field, which is the clock. And it's really now going to race away from them. It will count down quicker than the time itself. There's Hewitt, she's going inside. There's just nothing happening for the Roosters, is there?
No, they can't beat them with short passing. They're just closing the space every time. They just cannot beat them with short passing. They have to drop that for fades. We've said it before. The Bulldogs system is too good. They have to look at the way that the Bulldogs are defending and work out how do we break that down. They can't just say this is how we're going to attack, because their attack is being nullified by the Bulldogs defensive system.
He goes back, a really good drive into the middle of the field. Chung out of half, good hands through the Winchester. She's stepped inside, gets all the way to coming to the tee or what. That goes to hand, look out.
The crowd were willing it to go to hand. You can hear them the sigh. Oh. Bulldogs now 6 minutes away from a State Cup victory. They will be ecstatic. You cannot say they didn't work hard. They were deeply, deeply disappointed, and rightly so, at not featuring in the Vorden Cup Grand Final. Some pundits, including myself, thought they were actually a chance to win that one. They've made amends here at Port Macquarie with the 2018 State Cup title. Look at the defence. Look, they still can't get there.
Yeah, look at it.
Outstanding.
But the attack there from the Roosters wasn't too bad, and it came off the fact that Ash Quinlan drives on the field, and she actually did the driving play to release Tony Breeze, who then gave it back to Quinlan through the hands, but the defence from the Bulldogs, too good.
Yeah, and they went to the edges. That's what they have to do. Young Emma Beck did enough there to get across, and of course, I'll say it again, Hayley Crawford held her shape, held her space, gave Beck enough time to get there, put pressure on the Roosters' defence. She dives, makes the touch. Their systems are terrific. Their second efforts have been outstanding.
Yeah, it's been pretty dominant display by the Bulldogs. As Tandek takes off from half. She releases Flanagan.
well
and they're
done.
not going to catch Flanagan
No.
from there. And that was a very good play. There's some celebrations going on down in the box with
Peter Forrester is
throwing punches at his assistant coach.
He's going off early. He's been known to go off early, or at least that's what I've been told. We'll stay away from that one. But Peter's actually smiling. Stop the clock. Wayne Bennett's smiling down there in the box with 5 minutes to go.
Beautiful play by the Bulldogs, and it came on Tandek just skipping on the outside of a player, and a beautifully timed release pass to Logan Flanagan in a hole.
Didn't she hit a hole, though, Flanagan?
Yeah, hit a hole,
beautiful stride.
Yep, beautiful hole hitting. And that's 6-0 now with 4:32 to go, and I'd like to see the Roosters get one on the board. And here comes Quinlan around on the again, disrupted in the roll ball smartly by the Bulldogs. Young Moore there, she's tried her heart out, but just up against a dominant display here by the Bulldogs. Quinlan now, she gets the ball back here. Her steps off the right, but again, Mel Dennis had read it, and they just shut that hole down.
Yeah, absolutely. Mel Dennis had read it. Even Lauren Thorne, though, who was the saver, was ready for the inside ball on the second effort there. And up 6-0 with 4 minutes to go, and they're still making second efforts. And there's the commentator's curse. Drops the ball for the first, pretty much one of the first errors we've seen from the Bulldogs coming off their line. And it's happened in the 26.5-minute mark.
And you were just about to say they're up 6-0 and they're still relentless.
Exactly. Still relentless.
And here they go now. The ball's in Moore's hands. Sorry, that was McPherson. And now Ryan.
See, look at him push up. Look at the defence push up.
Doyle, she rolls the ball. The long ball back out there. It's in the hands of Sarah Doyle. She gets it back to Hewitt. Doyle again to Ryan. Sarah Doyle, and the ball just goes to ground. They've just lost their way too many times when they've got down into
Well, they did, mate. They did. But the relentless pressure of the Dogs, their shape in defence was great. Every time they went to one edge, the other edge came up. So when they turned it in, they had nowhere to move. So I'm positive Peter Forrester would have been saying, and has been saying for some time now in this game, keep him to zero. Keep him to zero. He's not looking at how many are on the scoreboard.
Here they go again, and it's Crawford.
She deserves one.
And she gets a great pass back inside to Bobby Law, but really well chased down by Liz Hewitt.
Yeah, but if anybody deserved a touchdown, it was Hayley Crawford. What a shame.
Well, yeah.
She deserves one. She has been outstanding. She even threw the inside ball.
Underarm.
Underarm. Being courageous. Threw it with her bad hand, mind you, her left hand.
Yep.
Bobby Law just couldn't hold her, but great chase by the Roosters in defence.
2:22 to go, and I'll tell you what, there'll be some celebrating in the kennel tonight.
Yep.
And the Bulldogs.
Crawford comes hard, shuts down Beck.
Yep, and that's great play again. Beck Gare trying to get through. She's played well for the Roosters. The Roosters are just, it's not like they haven't tried. They've just been outclassed in this game.
Yeah, they've just been too tough and relentless. Very, very well drilled. Defensive systems said good. Minimal errors coming off the ball, and you called it. I wasn't sure, but you called it. Just the class of Winchester and Tandek just really dominated early.
Put the Roosters on the back foot early, and like I said, coming off that big loss in the grand final for Orton Cup with such a young line-out, might have started to play with their head a little bit. But they've been dominant right across the park. Defence, attack. They've won the ruck. They've won the middle of the field. They've won both red zones. You know what? If we go to the pub with them tonight, we might win the raffle, the meat raffle.
They can do no wrong. Get your lotto numbers in. They've been very well deserved. I think they've lost the one game, I believe, and that was to Manly in a close encounter 4-2 in the round games. They've really toiled hard. It's been this success. This success has been brewing for a while. As I said, I thought they were a real show at the Vorden Cup. Bitterly disappointed, but I'm fairly confident that this victory will more than make up for it.
Yeah, and that's something I suppose we haven't talked about as Tandek now gets through the chill.
Oh, it's down.
And the touch has been made. Ash Quinlan gets
great
in there,
touch.
Down.
Great touch.
It was actually the Roosters who knocked them out of the grand final position in the preliminary final. And so they were bitterly disappointed. So there's a bit of revenge here with the Bulldogs, what they wanted.
I'd say so.
What about the long ball and your favourite for today, young Miss Crawford, just decided to take that with her one hand, catch it and try and push it back inside.
Yeah, look, I just love her guts. I know I've banged on about it a little bit, but really, some of her defensive plays early just stopped the Roosters from getting in. Just to take the field with a fractured hand, and you're on the wing, mate. And she hasn't come off. Yep. She actually has played the whole game.
Yep. Here's Squadrino now, driving in. There's full time as Emma Ryan goes out. The referees have called full time. A dominant display by the Bulldogs. There'll be some tears down there from one-year-old Winchester. Yep. She will be extremely happy. As you said, Peter Forrester will smile, so that's worth the price of admission. But congratulations, he's a great coach, Peter Forrester. Congratulations.
Excellent coach, outstanding coach.
Congratulations to him and the Bulldogs. They've been wanting this for a while now, as you said, Tony. They are the 2018 State Cup champions, and you can see both Louise and her sister Claire embracing down there, and there's going to be a wet patch underneath there from the tears from both of them. They will be so joyed with the way that they've come back to win this after a disappointing Vorden Cup.
Absolutely, I mean, it's a family affair. They're first cousins with Peter Forrester. Peter coached the men's for a long time, came over to the women's program some years ago to rebuild it, and he's done an outstanding job. Quality team, quality people involved, and a dominating performance. But let's not forget the Roosters. We're a bit concerned about, whether the game against Manly could be their grand final. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But to be in the grand final for the Vorden Cup and State Cup is a wonderful, wonderful achievement.
100% for such a young lineup.
Yep.
Without one of their stars for the last few years, Maddie Studden.
Yep.
And she would make a massive difference to this particular team. So, congratulations to Christian Frost and the Roosters to make both those grand finals. It's an outstanding effort. And also to the Bulldogs. They were dominant at both ends of the park. And the Roosters didn't play badly, but you can only play as well as your opposition allows you.
Yep.
And the Bulldogs, they just dominated the whole game. So
yeah, that's exactly right. They didn't play badly at all. They were just smothered out of the game by the Roosters. The word relentless. They were just relentless in both ends of the court. And they just didn't allow these young girls to breathe. I don't think they handled the physicality as well as we could expect, but they've got a very young team, as you said, Squadrudo and a few of those young girls. They were playing 20s 18 months ago or less. Now they've played in 2 grand finals at Vorden Cup and State Cup. They're going to learn a lot from that, and there'll be more appearances from them in the future, I feel sure.
Yeah, 100%. We'll be back shortly here for the big one, the Men's Open Grand Final between Doyleson Dragons and the Parramatta Eels. Doyleson going after a slice of history, looking to become the first team in the Men's Open or the Open categories to win the Country Championships, the State Cup and the Vorden Cup all in the 1 year. We'll be back shortly.
in number orders, Dragons, Clay Sutton, Jesse Jenkins is number 4, Kurt Donahue is 5, Jake Fitzpatrick 7, Daniel Langridge 9, Mitchell Wilson 10, Alex Langridge 11, Dylan Thompson is 12, Joshua Glaction 13, Tom After 14, Benjamin Glaction 22, Jared Rudebar is number 23, and Lincoln Little wears the number 76. The Parramatta Eels, number 5, Caden Penny Wynyard, 6 is Liam Simbolan, number 7, Marley Simbolan, 10, Timothy Barton, number 11, Kai Simbolan, 12, Luke Osborne, 13 is Jordan Horrocks, 15, Jesse Parker, 17, Troy Black, 33, Joshua O'Connor, number 24 is Luke Mansour, number 55 is Jacob Harrington, and number 65 is Jason Horrocks. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to be upstanding one more time to the Australian National Anthem? Please, referees, 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome back to the regional stadium here at Port Macquarie. We're down to the last game of the 2018 State Cup, the men's Premier Division, the men's A replay of the Vorden Cup Grand Final between the Parramatta Eels and the Doyleson Dragons, and it promises to be a very interesting clash. Doyleson chasing history, the first Opens team to win a country championships a Vorden Cup and a State Cup in the same year. Still with me is the Australian Men's Open coach, Tony Tradd. And Tony, what are your thoughts on the way you see this one going?
Well, it's a grand final replay of the Vorden Cup, where I think both teams have as good as they can get, and I think Dawson won that in a tight game. Parramatta are busted. They're down to 12 players with the loss of Luke Mansour and Marley Simboli. That's going to be very tough to win with 12 players, but I know this about both these teams. They've got some players there, I guess lesser lights, if you want to term that, just will continually drive all day, much like what we said about the Canterbury Bulldogs in the women. So I can't pick the winner in this. I think by all rights Dawson should win, but this Parramatta Eels team just continue to impress me with their attitude and performance in 2018.
I'm really looking forward to how Jaden Horrow, number 65, goes. I thought he was outstanding in a beaten team at the Vorden Cup and really had a great win. And Doyleson, they've opened up early with a very good behind-the-play pass. And Tony, talk us through this one as it comes up on the replay.
That's a classic Dawson play, playing a passive link, a deep link. I'm pretty sure Tim Barton, the winger, comes in hard on the deep link, but doesn't get there in time. Great little ball. And it's an easy touchdown. They do like to throw those left or rights. Alex Langbridge, I think it may have been. I'm not too sure on that one, but classic, hitting a deep passive link, and the Parramatta winger unable to get there in time to smother it.
Parramatta now with the ball through Jesse Parker. They go around there, Caden Wynyard. He's got the ball in his hands. Back to his captain, Daniel Barton. Looking to bring Jesse Parker in the play. He goes around the sweep, but Barton goes off his right, goes back to his left. Jesse, short ball, well read defensively there. Play Studden there, I think, in the link. Oh no, that might have been Langbridge in the link position.
Good defence there by Daniel Langbridge there. They were trying to get to the right middle there of Dawson. Daniel Langbridge, the left middle, popped up on the sweeper and made the touch, which meant that Parramatta swept to no numbers. So it was smart play by the middle there.
Dawson moving it out of their own half now. The Langbridge brothers working together, looking to get into the attacking. That looks like Rodimer. The numbers are hard to tell, but you know who Thompson is. And here goes Little. Little drives in for Thompson. He's out of half. He goes off his right. He throws long to the wing. They drop the ball back inside. The ball's still alive. A no-look pass.
Donahue, I think it was.
Yep, Donahue with the no-look pass there. Looking back inside. The long ball there from Thompson. And you'll see him plenty of times in this game scoot out of half with extreme pace. There's Wynyard. As Parramatta now drive the ball. Short play, inner play. Tim Barton going down the sideline. The big number 12, Luke Osborne. He goes Simbolan out of half. He goes to Osborne again. A big looping. He throws a flick pass inside. Little takes the ball.
You'd want to be careful of passes like that against Dawson with Dylan Thompson. There he goes now, noted speedster. Alex Langbridge also very, very quick. You want to make sure those passes don't go to hand.
Yeah, they've started with a pretty quick pace here, the Dawson team.
Great work here. Bundy now on the drive.
Fitzpatrick out short to Bundy. And really well set up. And people might think it's the short interchange play, but it's actually the play before that sets this play up.
Yeah, it's great drive there. They just don't allow Parramatta to count numbers. They go to their box, they come out, they get it down on Parramatta's right middle. Classic open side quickie. Splits open. There's Fitzpatrick inside, bang. And I think it's Jesse Parker just a bit slow at link there to shut it down. That's 2 touchdowns above a Dawson Dragons trademark, which tells me they're right on their game.
Long ball there out of half. Taken well by Troy Black. Wynyard now. He gives it off to Horrow. Horrow down in front of Barton. Barton goes looking short there to Caden. Penalty here for late pass. Similar start to the way the Vorden Cup Grand Final started. Dawson jumped out early. Parramatta nearly ran them down in that game. And
yeah, I was about to say that. I mean, I wouldn't be too worried at the moment if you're a Parramatta supporter, because that's exactly what happened in the Vorden Cup Grand Final. The only issue, as I said earlier, is that Parramatta are down to 12. So they're going to get a bit weary, I would say, towards the back end of the second half. Oh, there's the passive link again. Wow.
Yeah, that was on too. Just the pass just not executed the way they would have liked.
Yeah, the one thing they do better than most on that passive link play is the speed of the ball. They get it out of their hands real quick and it's on the run, so it's hard to read it's coming. Whereas a lot of teams like to set up for it on a 4-on-3. Dawson almost do it on the run.
That's the way they like to play the game. They like to throw the ball around and take you to extremities there. You don't really want to go as Parramatta out in the Tim Barton. He throws the dummy, he steps in the side, but Little catches the ball on the touch, and Dawson now, they'll take it back just outside their own 5. And again, like you said, Tony, they do look like they're on the game.
Yeah.
They had an escape this morning against Canterbury in the drop-off in the quarterfinals. And I thought they were lucky to get out of that, if I'm honest, but this is a different-looking Dawson to the one that played Canterbury this morning.
Well, that's what good teams do, mate. They find a way to win when things are rough, and then they come back strong.
Bundy and Fitzpatrick working together.
Oh, Haddam again on the deep link again. They're killing them on the passive, carving them up.
Yeah, they nearly had referee Dave Baggio on the head there too with the passes. He was running through in the opposite direction to give the penalty.
Yeah.
Simbalan now, he'll take the tap. Here come the Parramatta Eels and working the ball towards their box. That's in the hands of Liam Simbalan. Caden Wynyard, he gets the drive going down deep.
Beats Bundy, beats Bundy.
Oh,
wow.
He's through. What about the afterburners on that young man?
Well, that's Caden Wynyard. He can just do things like he'll just cruise through a game and then all of a sudden he will explode. He beat Scott Bundy with a little bit of a jink in the middle of the ruck. You'll see Bundy there, bang, show and go, Bundy gone. Now watch acceleration parts of Fitzpatrick. Him and Clay Sutton left him stranded. That was great. And there you go, Parramatta back in the game. And this is what they can do to you.
That's right. Very similar to the speed to when I was playing, I thought.
Yeah, the speed in which players ran past you, probably more like it.
And anyway, back in the play now. The ball in the hands of Langbridge. Just steps away from the defence there, trying to drag him up. He gets it down there in front. There's his brother Alex.
Show and go, the Langbridge's backyard touch there.
Oh,
Mitch Wilton. Oh, great touch. Excellent touch.
Troy Black there.
Yeah.
Troy Black with the red boots.
Yeah, Wilton really went at the line there, and Black made a last-ditch desperation touch. They've survived there, the Eels. Now they work it upfield.
Wynyard again. Barton boys this time looking to get fresh legs on there. There's Horrow. He gives it back to O'Connor. He drove forward. He's got the ball in his hands again. He's down in front of Horrow. Horrow out of half. He pumps short. He goes long. A great ball to Barton. But he throws those ones. He's happy to throw those ones. Speculators back inside big Timmy Barton.
But what about Horrow? Horrow was in the end goal. I think he thought it was the NFL. He was 6 metres in front of Tim Barton. Hands up like, here I am. He's looking for Tom Brady or something.
Well, there's some money to be made over there, that's for sure.
But you see that Parramatta, they go to the box as well, like Dawson, but nowhere near the efficiency.
Yep.
No, it's not as smooth.
And here it goes again. Like you just look at this coming on from Doyleson.
They're looking for the latch there on the left middle. They got it. Look at that, straight in space.
Straight in. Out goes Thompson from half on the back of the sub-box play, and the ball just goes behind there. Goes to ground, and Parramatta let off a little bit. But yeah, you're right. That they are very clinical and smooth in the way they operate their subs off the sub-box. Yeah,
look, I think the danger signs here for Parramatta, even though it's 2-1, and we've talked about them being down to numbers, is Dawson have started off like Dawson. They're hitting the passive links. They're getting their rucking pattern. They're running through the middle third, getting their latch. You cannot allow them to play their game because they'll beat you. That's it. It's as simple as that. So you have to put them off that game and get them onto their B game.
And there goes Wynyard again out of half. He's got those afterburners on. He throws it over his head, and he's caught in the last 5 minutes.
That's a penalty.
Yep.
For a hold. Yes.
The last 5 minutes, Caden Wynyard has decided, well, okay, I'm going to run with these guys, and they're going to have to run with me. And so far, they haven't had the legs to run with him.
They're unlucky there, Parramatta, because Wynyard exploded from link, so he only actually had a winger. If he had one more support player, that's probably a touchdown.
Ball out in the 55 there. That's gone out to Jacob Harrington.
Trying to outrun Dylan Thompson on an out ball. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Not on. Simbalan looking to drag the Little out. Little makes the touch. Wynyard in half. Back to Simbalan. Looking to work with Wynyard again. He dumps off now there to Barton. Barton down in front. Here comes Wynyard on the sweep, but it wasn't executed well at all, and they're going to go back and try and reset it.
Barton on the sweep now.
Well, Simbalan nearly through there.
Is that Simbalan or Parker? It'd be Parker, wouldn't it? From Parramatta.
The 6 is...
Liam Simbalan, my apologies, it is too.
He's got his hair covered up by his hat.
Yep. Had a go there, leaves the ball. Yep. The sweeper, a little girl on the end of it, and Liam thought the middle might peel out, and he almost did. Here comes Dawson straight back at the middle.
Yep. Going back to that successful pod of Fitzpatrick and Bundy. Fitzpatrick double pumps there, well read by Simbolan, comes in and shuts the play down on Bundy. Now Parramatta once again coming off their line. Caden Wynyard, a good sweeping around to get to their box. Barton, he picks up the big fella, the big Luke Osborne. He's got the ball ahead.
Just broke down the flow there, so that's the difference between the two at the moment.
Yeah, the Dawson boys far smoother in transition. Symbolian out of half, he throws long.
Oh!
It's hit Horro in the melon. And I'll tell you what, if he takes that, he's a chance of scoring, I think.
They're a chance everywhere. I think a short ball to middle, or if Horro takes it a link, I think you're right, they're a chance to score. Symbolian was the one that caused them the most trouble in the Vorden Cup Grand Final, so they'll be wary of him for sure. Wynyard's exploded, as you said, and Dawson will just come back like the machine they are until a commentator like myself curses them once more.
Yes, and
there'll be people in the Hunter saying, shut the hell up, you're killing our team.
Not squaring the roll ball. Now Parramatta, good attacking position in the hands of O'Connor, now into Wynyard. They move the ball through the hands again. Jesse Parker out there in the 15. Parker with the ball. He's looking to release Wynyard. Wynyard gets the ball back to him.
Got Langbridge.
Play. Didn't need to step back in there. He might have had a crack at him, just foot pace on the outside.
Good work by both Langbridge and then Alex Langbridge coming up as a high link and Daniel folding him behind him. Both of them did enough to stop that attacking foray.
They probably learnt that in the backyard playing against their mum, but the stories I've been told is that they couldn't stop their mother. She could score on them all day long. Cheryl Lee Langbridge, the mother of the Langbridge boys. And here goes Dylan Thompson again. Throws the long ball out the back and well-read defensive. Oh, he's given 6 to go on that.
Yeah, I think he's played it there, mate. He's gone for the touch and he's reached out. It might have hit him in the melon maybe, but there wasn't intentional to play. And you see Tim Barton, they're not arguing at all, but they're really going with that deep link, aren't they? They must think the Parramatta are vulnerable for the passive link.
Well, they've looked vulnerable so far. They've scored 2 off it, and they've had opportunities on 2 other occasions. Lincoln Little.
He's missed
he
him.
Stepped inside of O'Connor. Was that one? Yep, O'Connor, he stepped inside of him, and that was the first couple of tries they scored were good touchdowns, but that's, to be honest, that's a bit of a soft one.
Yeah, open side quick here, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 1-on-1, man-on-man. O'Connor just pulling too far, getting outside Little, who's just come back off the right foot, scores between the middles. He's dirty on himself. He needs to show him the outside shoulder there and then run him out.
Parramatta behind on the scoreboard, 3 touchdowns to 1. Plenty of time left, 17:43 to play. Horro gives it to Barton. He's out, he comes back against the grain. There's a great long ball from Daniel Barton, but I'll tell you what, I said it was a great long ball, but he's actually thrown it over the head of his brother.
Yep.
And if you've thrown it over the head of Tim Barton, you've thrown that pretty high.
Yeah, absolutely right. They're running the Sydney play. They're hoping to catch a Dawson over chasing to the short side and come back against the grain, but I don't think the defence moved much. As Jordan Horro comes in off the wing to make a strike play, and Dawson back on the latch, here they go.
They come around.
Getting that middle every time on the latch, they're getting that middle.
Bundy and Fitzpatrick and referee, it's the last touch. Referee Baggio said no, there was play on. A little flick pass, I'll just throw it here. They've created numbers. Clay Stutton tries to get inside Luke Osborne, but no luck there. And now Osborne driving out towards the box. Parramatta. Here goes Tim Barton around off the wrap off his brother Daniel. Daniel now finds O'Connor. He'll be looking to make amends. It's in the hands of Symbolian. The Symbolian brothers together in the middle of the field.
They just slowed it down though, see. They're just letting Dawson set in defence.
Yeah, you want to play a running game against Dawson. Here they go. Symbolian, he throws a long ball. Oh, he's dropped it.
Touch there.
Yeah, they called the touch.
Well, number 21, we don't have a 21 on our sheet, so I'm not sure who that Dawson Dragons winger is, but he read it well and it was certainly made a touch on the link. And it's interesting because the winger was open that time. They did fall for it, but unable to execute the Eels. And straight back to the box, the Dragons looking to get a latch on the left middle. They got it again on O'Connor. And they hand it straight back. Kurt Donahue in frustration.
Not happy with himself, Kurt.
Yeah.
And And so here goes the Parramatta Eels once more, trying to delve into the...
But you can see the fluency. The difference in the middle third is where the game's at the moment. Parramatta are not having the same flow and using touches up, so they're not getting enough shots on the line. They're not getting those shots.
Horror! And
Forward pass.
Forward pass.
Yep.
But again, like you're saying, they're not getting the flow through the middle third. They stop the play.
Yep.
Daniel Barton starts the flow again, and they cause a problem.
Yeah. They're creating opportunities, but the problem is they're not having enough touches to create more opportunities because they're using too many through the middle third.
Langbridge now drives in. He's going to look to
they're
release
rolling.
his brother. In he goes. This long ball
Got
behind
him.
again.
Got him.
And that's another one. It's the same play. It's deja vu. And Parramatta in all sorts of Barney rubble now. They're down 4-1 with 14:50 to play.
Yeah, they just rolled Parramatta. You could see that was going to be trouble. Their whole line rolled, which pretty much meant that they had to get back to the line before they could move forward. Mitch Wilton got him on the passive link again. You see, look at him rolling there. Horror just gets caught out for numbers. And there's no way Barton can get there because he's still rolling to get on the line. They really need to get on the front foot. They just cannot let Doyleson play like Doyleson.
That's right. You've got to get in and disrupt them. Common term used in businesses these days, disruption. And that's what Parramatta need to do.
Yep. Their A game's just too good. So you've got to get them into their B game. You've got to take a few risks. You've got to change it up a little bit because right now they are simply driving. They're latching onto the middle as that they want, onto the left middle. They're running their passive links in their open side quickies, and that is them in a nutshell.
And they're having mass success with it as they roll through. Bundy and Fitzpatrick again together. Bundy gets inside. Fitzpatrick at a half, goes around behind it, but very well defended there by Horro coming in. Jordan Horro. This is his first major event back after a while being out injured with an ankle.
And then he went on holidays and ate 10 tonnes of ice cream. I think his missus got him running, thank goodness. He'd be happy about that now. But did you see that? Did you see the open side quickie, Bundy to Fitzpatrick, to a passive to Dylan Thompson? It's the same play. It's the same setups.
And there it is, well read. Luke Osborne coming in. You've got to think that Coach Carly Banks, who is coaching the Doyleson Dragons, would be very happy with what she's watching out here at the moment. Yeah. She won't be trying to change anything at the moment. They go along here, run into a hole.
Got him.
And again, that was just a simple play.
Well, that was soft.
Yeah. You watch it come up here in the replay, Tony, and they just created numbers. And Parramatta, their head's not in this at the moment.
Oh. Yeah, I think that was... don't want to hang it out to the right middle. I didn't quite get the number, but the left link, Osborne made the touch there. So there was actually no numbers. That's 4v4. The right middle, unfortunately, didn't have to bite because their left middle was coming, and that gave the short ball. And that's ball down.
The wheel's really falling off Parramatta at the moment. They're down 5-1. There's 12:27 to play. And when that clock hits 10 minutes to go, it seems to just scroll down so quickly.
Yeah, especially when you're playing against a machine like Dawson who will just go through their systems. Look, they'll just go through their drive. So you know that not very often are you going to get cheap ball in their half. We did see that in the Warden Cup, to be honest. It was very un-Dawson-like. There's no signs of it here at State Cup at Port Macquarie. So that means that every time Parramatta get the ball, they're going to have to do this. Take it off their line, get to the box, and sub.
And the other thing that Parramatta are going to have to do shortly is chance their arm.
Yep.
And they don't mind playing that style as Simbolan goes through, but well read defensively again. They don't mind playing that style, but it's not the style that you really want to be chasing with 11 and a half to go to get 4 to just draw even. Yeah, they've created some opportunities, but too many pumps. I'll be looking to hit the link on an early ball. I think if they hit the link on an early ball, they're going to catch the Dawson wings a little bit wide, and they could cause some trouble there. And that just then starts Dawson thinking about changing the way they defend. Something I did see there from Parramatta that I actually really liked. Harrington got up and disrupted the flow. The flow of the subs coming on from the box and forced Doyleson to go out the back to somebody who wasn't necessarily looking for the ball. So that disruption that we're asking to see is possibly going to start to occur
Well, they'll need to, but here's Dawson. Now, they need to look for the passive link or the open side quickie. Bundy and Fitzpatrick. That says open side quickie to me. Let's see. Yes, it is. There it is. And Horro read it well.
He's taken off to the races, Horro, but the referee's going to call him back.
Call the touch.
I think that's the correct call.
Yeah, I'd say he had possession. Both referees were all over that in the vicinity, so good call and decisive call straight away.
Yep, straight away.
Good read there by Horro, but you see the open side quickie, and why wouldn't they? They don't have to change anything.
And Dawson pushing up hard defensively. They're not taking their foot off. They're putting the pressure on Parramatta. Parramatta with a bit of run this time. This is actually a better set as they come out. Tinman and and they've got the reward.
Yep.
A really good drive off their line that time. They've picked up a penalty and they've got a repeat set now in the red zone. And this is where Parramatta really have to get score and get back into the game.
Well, where's Wynyard been? Now he's back on the field, and we haven't said his name for good off 13 minutes or so. Exploded for a couple of minutes and we didn't see him. And that's Caden Wynyard.
Barton with the ball. He just pops it up.
Play on.
Ball, play on. Wynyard with the ball now. Off the back of the hands of Black. Wynyard looking to just drag the defence forward. There's Barton. Black goes to half. Wynyard sweeps around. He goes off his left. Back to Black.
Numbers.
Numbers.
Pass the ball.
But I think
he's going to give it.
This. He said that Bundy was offside.
Yep.
And so Parramatta, that's what they needed. With 9 to play, they needed a touchdown, and that's what they've got.
Great work there. They needed it. Black went at the line. They had numbers. Definite miss by the link. Scott's offside, Scott Bundy. That's a good call there by referee Baggio. And 5-2 gives them a little bit of a pulse. If they get another one soon, they're back in the game. Dawson look to put them out of their misery right now.
Yeah, they need to be next to score, Parramatta. They need a stop here. And this is a little inside play from... Well, what's an interesting
That's a touchdown.
Play? That's an interesting play. They've called a touchdown. But I'd like to watch this on the replay. If Langbridge actually shepherds Barton out from getting to make the touch. I could be wrong, but to the naked eye, that's what it looked like. It was a set play.
I didn't think so, Dean, but let's have a look. No, he's a receiver there. He's entitled to do that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it was just when he stopped and propped. I thought he'd gone back into Barton, but he actually stopped and propped away from Barton.
Absolutely, and he's a genuine support player there.
Yep.
Daniel just was too wide, came back, and you'd see he didn't demonstrate at all.
Yep.
That's sin bin. Like, if that's in keeping with what we saw in mixed, that's a sin bin.
100%. And here now, it's emboldened. Brings the defence forward. Barton out of half. Goes long. Oh, Horro steps inside and
Great
really
second
scores.
effort there, Alex Langbridge. Tommy Dafter did well there to just hold the ball up. Gave Langbridge a chance to come back on the second effort.
I thought Langbridge was a fantastically good player before State of Origin, but I actually thought his State of Origin, he grew some more legs.
Alex Langbridge?
Yes, Alex.
Yeah, he had a fantastic debut at Origin. I thought he was terrific. He's come out of it a much better player, but I will say this, I think his brother Daniel came out surprising me the most. I think there were a few question marks about Daniel back in the big time in men's, and I have to say he had an outstanding Origin series on the field, and from what I hear speaking to New South Wales players, he was a major influence off the field in some of their things, so massive congratulations from the state of New South Wales and New South Wales Touch to the two Langbridge boys on an outstanding debut.
Well, they must have done something right because they had Sfeerzy as coach. So
if they can carry that fat heifer, anybody can get a win. Well done to them.
Parramatta now, they really need to strike back and strike back quickly. They just seem disjointed on their plays. There's just no fluidity in it. As Black's got the ball, he comes back off his right. He finds Barton. Barton drives in. Black out of half. He gives it to Caden Wynyard, and really well defensively read there.
Yep.
Come out of the line and shut that down. Wynyard now.
I'll tell you what I don't understand. In the first couple of minutes, we knew it was all Dawson, and they got the 2-0. Caden Wynyard comes out, and in about a 3 or 4 minute spell, he takes off from half, sets up a try, almost gets another one. It's extremely dynamic. We haven't seen them take them from half once since. They're playing in front of the line, and Dawson are just too quick laterally. They need to punch holes through them, be a bit more direct in what they're doing.
Thompson here, Thompson on the afterburners.
That's
He
the
gets
fly.
the pass out, and that is just speed personified. Gets on the outside of his player, and I'd like to see a race a 100-metre race between Thompson and Caden Wynyard. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to throw Jordan Hill in there as well.
I'd back Jordan Hill, but he's...
You back Jordan Hill, he's already home? All right, well, I don't know. Dylan, that's the fly you'll see. Looks like bumps out there, Bury again. Caught horror, unfortunately. That's Dawson. On the latch, sweep, fly, run the fly, enticing the left link. See you later. Well, Thompson looks like he can motor.
Yeah, he can.
But Wynyard, he glides.
Yeah.
He can motor, we know that, and he glides. So not sure.
There's 5:18 to go. Parramatta are down 7-2. They really need to try and score a couple and score them in the next couple of minutes. I don't think there's too many people in the crowd who actually think that they might be able to get back into this right now.
Yeah, look, they're at long odds right now, but...
Well, again, they've got him on the passive link.
Horro
can get there. He's made the touch.
Yeah,
He's called the touch.
Oh,
Kim
no.
Skelly's saying the ball is down.
Well, Rob Bowen's given that call. I'm not sure. I'd like to see that on a replay. We are miles away from it. I was waiting to see if Horro called it because I thought if he called it, it's a touch. It's a mute point anyway. Let's have a look. Passive link. Well done there. Beautiful hands. Well, maybe, yeah, that ball, might be a great call there by Rob Bowen and Kim Skelly. Because looking at our replay, that ball was put down very sharply. Yeah, very well done.
And don't discount Horro's effort to get there.
Yeah.
And he's got rewarded with a meat pie there, but his effort to get there was unbelievable.
Yeah. I was about to say before those two touchdowns, they playing busted Parramatta. They made some good decisions to continue with the team they had at Vorden Cup. They remind me a lot of what West did last year with a lot of people that were written them off and they made the grand final only go down to Hornsby. They've come in, though. I won't say they've been written off because of their performance in the Vorden Cup, but certainly they have put the iconic team effort in. They've made the grand final, as we said about the Roosters in the women's. Oh, it's too easy now.
Yep.
Too easy. They're tired now, the Parramatta Eels.
Yep.
But they've come here and they deserve massive credit for their performance at State Cup and Vorden Cup and their teamwork and team ethic. They are really on an upward curl, the Parramatta Eels.
And as you said, they've come into this grand final. They're busted. They're 2 players short because of injuries sustained up here on the weekend. And it was always going to be an uphill battle to run against this slick, quick and skillful Doyleson outfit with 14 players, let alone going in with 12.
Yep, and as for Dawson, as we said earlier, they may have had what some might deem a lucky escape against Canterbury, but that's what good teams do. They get away with those games and they come out on the next opportunity and they show everyone how good they are and why they're a great team. And that's what this Dawson Dragons team has done. They've put it on show at the big stage, what a great team they are.
That's right, and they're Parramatta now. And Caden Wynyard asked for him to run from half.
There he is. There he is.
And Tony
hit the winger.
Hit the winger.
Daniel Barton is not happy, and neither am I. You almost made me out to be a genius, Caden. But the winger was open. Daniel Barton cut around the back and was open for the touchdown.
And Langbridge is down there.
Don't worry about it. He's tough.
Yeah, but he looked like he just hyperflexed his knee there.
He's tough. Don't worry about it. He'll shake it off. He won't feel a thing after a few beers. He's a tough boy.
Here they come again, this familiar sweeping pattern that they run. And there's 2 minutes to play. Doyleson dominating here. 9 touchdowns to 3 against Parramatta. And there's more Barney rubble for the Eels here because Thompson, Fitzpatrick, Bundy are on the field together.
Yep.
Bundy just pulling the ball up a little bit, trying to drag the defence out. There it is. He gets the quickie back. And it's back again.
Quarterback to a passive link. The Fatouche, as we call it. Nets them another one.
Well, there was a coach I once knew called Tony Trad who used to say to his teams, if it's working, do not go away from it. And that's exactly what Dawson have done here today.
Yep.
It's working for them. They haven't gone away from it. And why would you?
Yeah, absolutely. He was a wise young man back in those days, that guy. But why would you? Parramatta have not been able to come up with an answer to the passive, whether it's off a 4-3, a Fatouche that we saw there, or whatever setup. They haven't been able to come. Why would you change it?
The Parramatta now, their heads are down. You can understand this. They know there's a minute to play when this nightmare of a grand final that they've come into will be over. Doyleson We're on the verge of history. They're leading 10-3. They will become the first team in Opens play to win the country championships, the State Cup and the Vorden Cup in 1 year.
Yeah, they're a great side. I'm not much on that because not everyone can play in the country champs. So I think it's a bit unfair to some of the great teams like Hornsby and that have won this State Cup because they're not allowed to play in the country champs. But I will say this, they are the most consistent team in New South Wales for the last 4 years, if not the best team in New South Wales for the last 4 years. This will be a sweet victory because in the last couple of years at State Cup, they've lost in agonising circumstances in quarterfinals and semi-finals. And this year, they've steeled themselves, they've gone one better, and they are the undisputed kings of men's touch football in New South Wales, and well deserved for that title.
And also, possibly in Australia, because a lot of these guys backed up in the men's open and the mixed open teams, both of which from New South Wales won their State of Origin series.
Yep.
Just for goals for you. Look at Coach Carly Banks. She's trying to get inside there with all those boys.
Get in there, Carly.
Get in there. Congratulations. She's really well deserved to Carly.
Yep.
Like, she works extremely hard as a coach. She's nurtured this team through the last 4 years when she's come in and taken over. They had a good lineup, she brought some tactics to them, she brought some structure, and we both know how hard she works.
Yeah.
I'm no doubt there'll be a few cheers from Carly Banks tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. She's an excellent coach. They've got a great support staff, great coach. The players are just, they're so hungry, Dean. I can't tell. I was watching the game the other day, that the energy and intensity, they are just so hungry for everything. The big thing about Dawson is their attitude. They are willing to scrap for every inch, to fight for every victory. And so when you win it like this and when you won the Vorden Cup, they deserve everything they get because their attitude, their work ethic is clearly second to none in touch football, especially in the men's game. So make no mistake, they deserve every bit of success that they get. Some wonderful young men, some great leaders and a great coaching staff, and a decisive victory in the 2018 State Cup.
Congratulations again to Dawson. Congratulations to all the state champions in every division, from 20s all the way through to men's 55s. Beautiful weekend here in Port Macquarie. Some great touch being played. Doyleson, the champions of men's A division, the Premier Division, and that's a wrap here from Port Macquarie. We thank Bar TV for the coverage all weekend, and we look forward to everyone joining us again through the Vorden Cups and the State Cups and the Junior State Cups next year. Enjoy your Christmas break from the New South Wales Touch Association. Thank you to Tony Tradd, and we'll be back with you next time with all the touch action.
South Wales touch football. Before we start, we'd like to introduce or bring out Brent Steep from Port Macquarie Junior Touch Association, who is the president, and Wayne Prince from Port Macquarie Touch Association. While we've still got them here, we have a special trophy as this year marks the 30th anniversary of State Cup at Port Macquarie. So to commemorate that, we have a nice plaque to hand over to both Brent and Wayne. I'd now like to present a plaque to the Port Hastings Council. So if Dollar, you can present that to Rob for hosting the State Cup. Okay, we'll now start with the Men's Open B Championship, where we had the University of New South Wales Bullets take on the Parramatta Eels. Went to a drop-off and the UNSW Bullets took the win. I'd like to introduce, I'll bring up a runner-up from the Parramatta Eels to collect the runner-up medals.
I'd just like to say thank you to Bullets. Obviously, it's a really fantastic game. You guys thoroughly deserve the win, and hope to see you next year. Well done. Good luck to all the congratulations to all the teams. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. I'd now like to introduce and bring up the winners of the Open B Men's Championship, the UNSW Bullets, to come and collect their trophy and winning medals. You can all come up.
Thank you. Again, just like to say thanks to Para for a great game. As I said, hard fought, drop off, but all credit to our Bullets and all our supporters. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd like to announce the player of the final. It is number 64 from the UNSW Bullets, Christian Frost. We'll now move on to the next division where we have the men's 50s. We had Manly defeating Cronulla 3-1. So I please get a representative from the Cronulla team to come up and collect their runners-up medals. Doesn't seem to be anybody here, so we'll get the Manly winning team, men's 50s, come and collect their trophy and winning medals.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the referees for the game and all the work they've done over the weekend. Thanks to New South Wales Touch for putting on the tournament. Congratulations to Cronulla, they pushed us all the way. It was a great game. Thanks very much to Brett and Kim for all the hard work and coaching and all that stuff that they've done. And to the Manly boys, well done guys. Good effort.
Thank you. And the player of the final for the men's 50s is number 11 from Manly, Edward Fong. Not here. Thank you. So the next division we have is the Women's Masters, which was Jared Bromba taking on East, with Jared Bromba winning 5-1. Unfortunately, Jared Bromba had to leave early, so they've already collected their winners' medals. So if your representative from East would like to come up and collect their runners-up medals. Okay, next division moving on, we have the Men's Open B Shield, where we have the West Magpies defeating Balmain Tigers 8-5. Can we get the runners up, whoever they may be, to come up and collect their medals? My apologies. My apologies. So we have Balmain beating West 8-5. So I please get the Balmain Tigers to come up and collect their winning trophy and winning medal.
Firstly, I'd just like to thank West Magpies for a fantastic game. You made us really work for that in the end. To these boys, they worked real hard for a boarding cup into a state cup, so I can't commend us any more for what we've done this year. To our coaching staff, both Terry and Wayne, thank you very much for everything you've done. And congratulations to the rest of the winners. Thank you.
Thank you. And the player of the final is number 44 from Balmain, Samuel Zamet. Moving on to the next division, we have the Women's Open B Play, where we had Hornsby defeating the UNSW Bullets 6-2. Can I please get a representative from the UNSW Bullets to come up and collect their runners-up medals? Okay, can we please then get the winners, Hornsby, to come up and collect their winners? Oh, sorry, here we go. We'll get Hornsby to come up and collect their winners' trophies and medals. And the player of the final is number 4 from Hornsby, Olivia Steer. The next division we'll move on to is the men's 55s, where we had the Manly Sea Eagles defeat the Ballina Bull Sharks 8-1. Can we please get a representative from the Ballina Bull Sharks to come up and collect their runners-up medals? I'd now like to welcome the men's 55 state champions from the Manly Sea Eagles. Men's 55s to come and collect their winners' trophy and medals.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for a great weekend. New South Wales Touch, well run again. And to all our opposition, it was a pretty tough tournament. Ballina boys did well to get through the grand final. Played very well. So thanks to our boys. We had a great weekend. Cheers.
Thank you. And the player of the final is number 7 from Manly, Gary Simmons. Moving on to the next division, we have the men's masters, where we have the Penrith Panthers defeat Jerrabomberra 4-1. Can we please get a representative from Jerrabomberra men's 40s to come and collect their runner-up medals? Now I'd like to welcome up the Penrith Panthers, men's Master State champions, to collect their winners' trophy and medals.
Thank you to the officials and referees over the weekend. Thank you very much for your tireless efforts that you do. To our opposition today, thank you. Great game, played in a great spirit. To all the teams that won today in your respective divisions, congratulations. To Tony and Corey and the rest of my boys, you've made a lot of sacrifice over the last 6 weeks, so hopefully this is all worth it. Well done.
Thank you. And the player of the final is Darren Reynoldson from Penrith. Moving on to the next division, we have the mixed seniors, where we have the Balmain Tigers defeating Doyleson Dragons 3-1. Can I get a representative from the Doyleson Dragons come to the stage and collect their runner-up medals? Now I'd like to introduce the Balmain Tigers, the Mixed Senior State Cup champions, to come and collect their winner trophy and medal.
I'd like to say a massive congratulations to the Doyleson team. You had an absolute great tournament to be here, and it was played in such good spirits. It's not easy to get to a grand final with only 2 guys subs, and your girls really stood up. We just kept waiting for you guys to tire, but it didn't happen. So congratulations to you guys. Balmain, I'm not sure everyone out there knows that we have for 3 years in a row gone through the rounds undefeated, got to the grand final, and lost dismally. So for this year, we changed it up, lost game 1. Got through to the grand final, and finally we got one under our belt. So it's very nice to hear State Cup champions. Finally, 4th time coming. Well done, guys.
Thank you. And the player of the finals, for the male player of the final, we have number 10 from Balmain, Nathan McLaughlin. And the female player of the final, number 1 from Balmain, Joanne Joe. We'll now move on to the mixed championships, where we have the East Roosters defeating the Murwillumbah Mavericks 5-4. If I get a representative from Murwillumbah to come up and collect their runner-up medals. Now I'd like to welcome up the East Roosters to come and collect their winners' trophies and medals.
We just want to say New South Wales Touch for another awesome tournament. Also the referees, the song is a tough one, and we really appreciate all the hard work you do. To Mav, that was an epic game. You guys, I feel over 30 right now, literally. In terms of my team and my coach, thank you so much for all the hard work you guys do. It's tireless, and I really appreciate it. So thanks. See you next year.
Thank you. And now for the player of the final, for the male player of the final, we have number 35 from East, Manu Wakely. And for the female player of the final, we have from number 1 from Murwillumbah, Sammy Jo Curtis. We'll now move on to the Women's Open A Division, where we have Canterbury defeating East 6-0. We get a representative from East to come up and collect their runners-up medals. now I'd like to welcome up the Canterbury team, the Women Opens A State Cup champions, to come and collect their winners' trophy and medals.
Just a quick thank you to the referees. We appreciate all your efforts. I just wanted to do a special mention, even though the women's teams aren't here. I was really proud to be female in touch footy and sports. We had to go 9 rounds, and then some of us in the final. So I just thought that was a tremendous effort from all the teams as part of our competition. To the East girls, to Frosty, to Claire, and to all of you. Thank you so much. I just think you've had another incredible season. To knock off Manly, I just think, yeah, it was incredible. They've dominated our competition for a long time now, so you should hold your heads up high, girls. It's an incredible achievement in itself, so really well done. Thank you for a great game. To our supporters, our families, we couldn't have done it without you. The ones that have come to support us here and back at home, we love you dearly. Coaching staff, they've worked really hard. Can't thank you enough for your positivity, especially through some hard times. So thanks for being there for us, especially this weekend. To my beautiful girls, just an absolutely incredible effort this afternoon, but an incredible day for us. And I've really enjoyed the last 3 days in the lead up to this competition. I've had just such an awesome year with you. You always make me so proud, win, lose or draw, and I love you.
Thank you. And the player of the final for the Women's Open A is number 9 from Canterbury, Claire Tandek. We'll now move on to the Men's Open A division, where we have the Doyleson Dragons defeating the Parramatta Eels 10-3. Could I get a representative from the Parramatta Eels to come up and collect their runner-up medals?
Not really much to say. Dawson, congratulations. Played pretty much the perfect game. Don't know anyone would have beat you today, so congratulations for the night out. Our boys, it's a tough effort. Down to 12. 2 other blokes running on nothing. I'm proud of all of you, so don't take it to heart. We can keep our heads up, and it was a pretty good effort considering all things. Thanks.
Thank you. I'd now like to welcome up the 2018 State Cup champions from the Men's Open A, the Doyleson Dragons.
Firstly, just thanks to all the refs. We don't have a game without you. Did a great job all weekend, so thanks to all the refs. Thanks to New South Wales Touch for putting on the tournament and holding all the tournaments throughout the year. Thanks to the Para boys, Bardo and Buff Steel boys. Always have a great game against you. Really enjoyed playing against you. You're a great bunch of blokes, so have a good night as well. To all our supporters and all the support staff at Doylo, we love your support. You really got us over the line. Thanks to Carly, done an absolutely great job pulling us together. And putting in all the hard yards and all the admin work and all the coaching. So I really appreciate it, Sharon. Thanks a lot for keeping us on the field this weekend. And lastly, of course, thanks to all our boys. It's been 4 or 5 years of pretty hard work. Probably started 8 or 9 years ago in the under-20s. Put in the hard yards, and it's just good to win the state cup with all your mates. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Congratulations. We'd now like to move on to the Ron Andrews Shield. Oh, sorry. The player of the final, my apologies, goes to number 7 from Doyleson, Jake Fitzpatrick. Congratulations. We now move on to the Ron Andrews Shield. The Ron Andrews Shield is for the country affiliate that's accrued the most points throughout the 2018 State Cup. And the winner for 2018 is Wollongong. Does anybody here from Wollongong? That's all right, no worries. So then moving on to the final presentation of the day is the club championship for the 2018 State Cup. In third place on 115 points, we have Canterbury. In second place on 136 points, we have Manly. And in first place on 155 points, we have East Roosters. I can get a representative from East to come up and collect the trophy. That's all for the 2018 State Cup. We'd also like to thank Port Macquarie Council, Port Macquarie Tourism and Port Macquarie Touch Association for hosting the event. And also a reminder that at 8 PM tonight, the official after party starts at the Port Macquarie Panthers Club. Thank you very much. Travel safe.